Oh no, we missed that awesome usage and the conversation on YouTube. I just now hit the go live on YouTube. Whoops. Speaking of which, you fools should all go over there and like give me hate comments and burn and pillage over there. Just like fuck with it, just mess with it. But yeah, no, that was awesome. That was a great freaking oof. So it's been a while since an oof has crashed the stream. Maybe it stopped. Maybe something updated in either OBS or in Leorin board. Maybe something fixed it. I'm watching on YouTube every once in a while. But question. Oh no. Listen, if be careful what you ask. All right, you can only ask questions you want the answer to. Okay, can you handle it? Can you handle it? How you multiple stream being affiliate? Whoa, see, there you go. Asking shit you don't want the answers to. You don't want that answer. You don't want it. Dehydrate, buddy. My face disappeared. I mean, that's how you're doing it, right? You're on TikTok and everything else while you're streaming, right? You're doing some funny biz. All right, so tonight what we got on the docket is we are going to be playing around in Unreal Engine 5. I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mood. Let's get some progress done. Oh, you're not? Oh, I thought you've been streaming on TikTok. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna knock out some of this. The project warehouse wreckage. We're like 8 videos into it out of, I don't know, maybe 30 videos. So we got like 20-ish videos left. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm scrolling and guessing. Okay, I don't know. I don't have the answers. This one is just teaching us how to use BluePrints. It's not actually C++, which is kind of lame, but you got to know how to use BluePrints as well as C++. So this is just like an introductory into the engine itself. And some of you have seen that I've been working on like a VR project. The VR project's on hold because my options are I can either 1, give up. I mean, that's an option. It's not one I'm taking, but it is an option. 2, downgrade from Unreal Engine 5 to Unreal Engine 4. Or 3, pull the source code for Unreal Engine myself and build the engine myself, which I don't really want to do because that seems like more work than it's worth. But yeah, there is a bug in the current version of Unreal Engine 5 that basically means you can't do any VR work, period. And it was fine until it wasn't fine, and now it's not fine. So we gotta hold off on that. And I don't really know UE5, so we're just taking a basic UE5 tutorial. It's super simple. It's not that difficult. It's been fun though. Feel free to ask questions, throw in like suggestions of trying to do other stuff, because ad-libbing the course is what makes the course so much more fun. I'm on TikTok face only. Usually when I go on TikTok, never actually show what I'm doing on Twitch. Oh, send me the info. I need it in Discord later on how to do it without spending 120 a year. What the hell costs 120 a year? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll shoot that to you. What? I can't copy and paste. Why can't I copy and paste? Nah, hold up. Load in. Discord wasn't even open. This is why I miss messages. I didn't even have Discord open. Oh, dude, I don't know. Is that what you gotta do to get Streamlabs to work? I cannot figure out how in the hell to get Streamlabs to work. I didn't even see the option to give them money. All right, I'm just that blind. It says give me money, and my eyes just like my brain just blocks it. I was like, I'm not giving anybody money. Fuck you. My money. I use it when I need it. Uncle B. All right, I got an OBS plugin. I don't know the name of it, but the author is that Sora Yuki. I just sent you that in a message. It's an OBS plugin that I have. You've got to OBS is set up like it normally is to go to Twitch, and then you configure that plugin to send your stream anywhere else in addition. So I have to go live on Twitch first, and then I have to hit a button to send it somewhere else. And you can send it anywhere else you want. You just have to enter the, like the stream key, the broadcast stuff, all those goodies. Yes, yeah, it's OBS. It's not Slobs, but maybe there's a Slob edition. I don't know. You can get slobby with it, all right? You can do all your slobs yourself. Take care, Beat. Appreciate the lurk, man. Where's my face? Where's my face? Where's my beautiful face? Hey, what's up? How you doing? But right now, I need to run the wife to Dollar General. Oh man, there's a 50 Cent song about going to Dollar General. They rob it. Rob Dollar General. They got the pantyhose. They talk about it. They talk about the pantyhose specifically. They call that out. That must be like his favorite part about robbing stores is putting pantyhose on his face, because that's in the chorus, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure. All right. Knock this out. Maybe if we get through a lot of this, we might play some VR. I don't know. It's been a minute since I played with it. We do have both base stations in, so that's pretty sweet. Played some Population 1 over this weekend with Unresponsive Assassin and Mini Gaming Gibbs, and it was super fun. Tapping out tonight, not feeling the best. Love you, have fun. Take care, Plant Lady. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. About how he can't afford anything. He only has 50 cents. Hey, yo. Get out of here, Alan. Get out of here. Maybe you should try something like this. 6 coins is sending me DMs. I don't want to look at it. He's scaring me. Close that, close this, close that. Where is, oh yeah, pull this over to here, because that has all my tabs on it. It's got my Facebook and Twitch and Restream and all that good stuff. Let's pull it over there. All right, sweet. Let's check it out. Still not 100% on how I want to be able to stream multiple monitors. That's what I want to be able to do. That would be sweet. It would be really cool, actually. Doctor won't be back until next Monday. Hopefully I'll be better by then. Yeah. Hopefully you're not feeling crappy enough to need a doctor for a whole week. But I think it would be really cool if I could stream both monitors. I got 3. I would honestly get a 4th monitor if I could do this, but it'd be cool if I could stream 2 monitors. Have one monitor be like where I'm working, and the other monitor be this. So like you could choose which one you see. Crushed your kneecap. Oh my god. Ah. Why? How? Don't do that. You need those. Those are important. Dustin's making me drink water. Or the ER. Well, See, I dated a person who couldn't afford the ER, and they just went anyways, and then they didn't get charged anything because they had no money. So it worked out perfectly. Yeah, crushing kneecaps. Ah. What's up, Dustin, man? Thanks for swinging by. Hope you're having a good evening. I know you told me, like, your brother and the kids and the stuff and the junk, but let me know if you're free anytime this week. Right now, I'm just assuming you're not free until the weekend. Speaking of which, oh my god, Wednesday, I'm super excited. Wednesday, Fun Tarkov comes out for like 2 weeks, so we get to play some Fun Tarkov on Wednesday, and I'm going to play the living shit out of it once it releases until it goes away. I'm just going to be playing Fun Tarkov, not actual Tarkov, but Fun Tarkov. Tarkov's not fun. It's like kicking in the balls. No one wants to play that. But Fun Tarkov, all week, 2 weeks, once it releases. Maybe we could fix it if we work together. What do you want to fix? I think I might not have kids during the weekend. Are you gonna fix your kneecaps? 6 corners are gonna fix your kneecaps, Plant Lady. Oh, that is what you meant. Okay. It's pop out of place, hoping this is case, because I really don't think so. I really don't think so. It's a jungle out there.
Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we're going to be looking at...
You gotta kneecap my mother with a baseball bat, Dustin? Do I have to pay you? Because, like, I would pay for that, but I think you're offering for free. I'm letting you do it for free. You're not getting any money. You already offered for free. Do it. Do it.
At these little pins and the different colors they come in, and understanding that these are different data types that restrict what we can plug in.
That's right. His project is spawning balls on the floor and they pop up. My project, I'm spawning balls out of my ass. That's right, balls come out of my butt. If balls don't come out of your butt, then you're not putting balls in the right place. See? Oh, wait, what the hell? There we go. I'm flying around when I hit space. Oh, no, I changed it to shoot. I forgot. They were dropping out of my butt, but now they're shooting out of me. And if I move forwards, you see that there's a collision. Whenever it spawns, it's knocking me up. My balls are knocking me up. Ever been knocked up by balls? I'm sure a couple of you have been knocked up by balls. But yeah, so we got a gun on ours. He doesn't have a gun. I'm sure we'll get there though.
Into what? So let's dive right in and have a look at what I mean by a data type. So a fairly workable definition of data type is that it's how it is
For any of you who've never programmed, this video is for you. I'm gonna
certain pieces of data in binary on your computer's memory. But also, it can just be a way of restricting
make funny faces too.
What can we do with this piece of data. So it's not necessarily always about different representations, and you can think of it as the shape of the data in the sense that a square peg can't fit in a round hole.
What is memory?
So we can't get the wrong type of data into the wrong type.
Legit question. When did they stop selling sticks of RAM and start selling sticks of memory? When did it change from memory to RAM, or from RAM to memory, and why? What the hell's up with that? What's up with that? Now I'm just like a bad Seinfeld or whatever that is.
Of pin. So let's have a look at some examples of data types. There is the integer, which is a classic example.
Which one of your friends do you think is the nicest?
Is a whole number, so it has values like 2, 23, minus 14,
6 corners is
but
the
not
nicest
something
friend.
like 1.2. That would be a float, which is short for floating point
What was
number.
the craziest question
and
you
these
ever had to
are
answer
basically
on an
numbers
interview?
where you have a decimal point, and these numbers can be very large or very small, but they
Craziest question I had to answer on an interview is related to this. Some crazy person that was interviewing me was like, "What past experience do you have?" And I'm fresh out of college. And I was like, "I worked with Unreal Engine 4 with some people overseas. I helped make an inventory for them and the ability to pick up and drop things. But then I decided schoolwork was too much, and that's all I did. That's all I did." And the guy was like, and that's got like the visual language, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, so basically you have 0 experience. I was like, well, I just did that thing. And he was like, yeah, but it's not programming. It's drawing graphs. And I was like, what do you mean it's not programming? And then we threw fist, and I didn't get the job offer, probably because I got really mad. I felt insulted.
Actually are not whole numbers. They can be negative.
I hate you, 6 corners.
And
see, Dustin, that's why you're not the nicest friend. I'm sorry.
4 strings being just programmer speak for pieces of text, and
we've already gone over this info.
Data type. It's a way of storing pieces of text in memory. So they can be anything you like, really. Hi, Bob.
What else we got coming up
all
over
these
here?
things.
Pawns and actors. All right, so we got some cool stuff here pretty soon.
Probably somewhere in the computer's memory. And then finally there are bools, which is short for booleans, and these have only 2 possible values,
honestly,
true or false.
Well, it looks like they talk about as loud as me, so maybe I should turn them down a little bit so I can talk over them. But honestly, this is really good to see. I don't need this info, but like, I like to suggest these courses from Game Dev TV to other people. I've done it to a couple, like suggested these to a couple of people who have no prior programming experience, and I've always wondered if they went basic enough. And I think if they're doing this, they're going basic enough.
Now, these data types are great, but you can't go about representing a whole game with such simple things, can you?
Sure,
but
you can
if you start grouping them together into things like objects. Once you group them together into an object, they start to become more meaningful.
The dog murderer is now a need buster.
The age. You can have a float that represent experience points.
Plant lady's already left.
And one point to note is that as well as objects,
peace out now.
Things
bye. Have a good stream. Take care, Dustin. Thanks for coming by, bud.
Don't get confused here too much. A struct is basically the same as an object, except that it is usually quite small, and we don't use references.
Don't hate the play.
We just pass them around and copy them around in memory without worrying about them because they're so small. And a data type, as we said, is the shape of our data. So let's have a look at some object struct examples. So imagine we had our adventurer.
Adventurer!
Our adventurer might look a little bit like this. This is the shape of its data. It has an integer to represent its level and a float to represent its experience points. Now you might have
some
multiple
XP.
adventurer
That guy has
instances
-5
that are
XP.
of the same adventurer class. So they have to have the same.
How the hell does he have
shape of
-5
data,
experience?
But they don't have to have the same contents of data. You can see here the second adventurer has a level of 100, and for some reason experience points of -5. But never mind that. You can also
I'm
have
fixated
a
on it. I can't
type
never mind
by
that.
having a different class.
You just
of
tell me never
object,
mind that.
such as the player. And here you can see the shape is different. These two, the adventurer and the player, are non-compatible types. And however, they do, these players have.
I got something to add to this if he doesn't say
it. They have
it.
a player name. They have maybe whether they're using a controller or not as some of the data in them. Now let's have a look at some structs that we've seen in the past. Again, remembering.
All right, he didn't say it. So, something really cool about Unreal Engine. It's cool to me, anyways. It's pretty foreign to me. Is like I've always done object-oriented programming, which is like what he's showing here. You're making these objects. You make an adventurer object. You make a player object or whatever. But with Unreal Engine, you make like components, and so you can just like everything is a entity, which is only an identifier. So you're like this little blob. It's just a number. That's all it is. And then you like stick on the player entity, and now suddenly it's a player. And then you stick on a movement entity, which is a different thing. Because like the player will make it so that it's human controlled, and then like a movement component will make it so it can move. And then you can stick that same exact movement component on a non-player or whatever. Like you just stick it on like a chest, and then that chest can run around like by AI or whatever. Like you can just stick stuff on weird things, and that's how like a lot of power-ups work. And it's pretty sweet. We actually are kind of doing something exactly like that at my work, and I'm like, guys, we built an entity component system. Kind of funny. It's kind of neat.
Data in them. Now let's have a look at some structs that we've seen in the past. Again, remembering that structs and objects are more or less
that's relatively advanced
interchangeable,
stuff,
except for their size. So the first one that we've seen quite a few times is a vector, and a vector is nothing but 3 floats. That's all it is, an X, Y, and Z float, which can be used to represent position. It can also be used.
Traits? Maybe. I don't know specifically what you mean by traits. So I hesitate to give it a good answer. It's kind of funny that me and you were talking about this because I was like, man, what the hell? What was it? It was representing a screen. I think that's what they were using, a vector to represent a screen. And I was like, you can't do that. A vector is a direction. And you're like, no, a vector just means 3 numbers. And that's exactly what he just said. And I was like, I've never heard of it like that.
Used to represent scale, or we've used it when we've been inputting the impulse into our add impulse node. Another thing that we saw in passing is a rotator. Now notice this rotator is also just 3 floats.
Man, I broke my fingernail. Again, I always break these. It doesn't want to load. But I was running up the stairs, and all the lights were off, and it was pitch black. And so like, I put my hand on the rail, like up in front of me, and then I run by until it's down here, and then I move my hand up while I'm running, right? Some people like they walk with their hand on the rail and their hand just like stays next to them the whole time, but not me. I like pull and then I run and then I pull and then I run, and like I was running up in the dark, and the banister, the downstairs basement has nothing, no obstructions on the rail. Like the rail is smooth all the way up, but going up into the upstairs, there's a fucking pillar, and so like as I'm running in the dark, I can't see the pillar on the handrail. I just slam my hand into it, and I like broke my nail in half. It sucks.
But that doesn't mean that these 2 types are compatible.
I think some languages have a thing where you extend other types that have different implementations, so your type gets those features. So that's like in C#, that sounds like interfaces, and it's very similar, but the main difference here is between that and the entity component system is it's fully built out. So entity component system is a lot more akin to having a base class, but you can only have one base class in C# anyways. And with the entity component, you have multiple base classes, effectively. You have multiple components you stick on it. And so another thing is a entity is just the identifier with a collection of components. And so it'll do things like give me everything that is destructible within this radius. And so it'll loop over the entities that fit that criteria. That's another thing. I think the entities might have XYZ coordinates on them. I'm not 100% on the deep downs. But yeah, so it's a little bit different.
We can give structs different names so that we save ourselves from accidentally using them in situations where we shouldn't. And we can put these together and create an even bigger compound structure, the transform, which is the location, rotation, and scale of an actor in a scene. So you can see here that this is a struct made up of other structs, and you can basically nest these things as much as you like. You can have structs inside of objects.
Have the pillar with the towers off it.
It can get pretty complicated.
I was full on running too. I was like, I'm going to bed, because like the time change and everything. I was like, holy shit, I've got to get up in like 5 hours or 6 hours. I got to get to bed. And so, you know, you get the blood pumping by sprinting up the stairs like a dummy. And yeah, I know, I just basically slammed my hand into it while
so let's
running.
Have a look at some objects we've seen in the past.
No, already. It's not load bearing.
We've had a look at objects that are actors.
It's decorative. Like, you've got the guardrail going up, and it's got little spindles all the way, but then, or spools, or I think it's spindle. I think that's what it's called. I don't know, spindle, spool, something. You have the little tiny things that are just fancy looking decorations. And then you have like one that's massive that actually holds the handrail up, but it extends past the handrail. It goes up above it to look cool.
We know that actors are a type of object. We've seen actors that are cubes. This is another type of object. We've seen that our BP projectile is a type of object as well, and it is an actor. And we've seen that we've got components on our actors, which are also types of objects, and the static mesh component is an example of one of those. So we've got all of these, and these are just made out of those basic data types deep down. They might be made up of more complicated structures in the interim, but it's all about those basic
knee
data
bash in
types.
while she was still
and
here.
So when we go and have a look at a graph like this, we can see instantly by the color that this impulse is a vector, for example, that the location, rotation, and scale here.
Uncle B's trying to break the stream. What's up?
Understand that these are the data types that are constraining what we can plug into what.
Beautiful pick. Majestic.
So in summary, what we've seen is that a data type is the shape of our data, that objects are just collections of data and functionality.
No, not this time.
Said before, that structs are objects, but
maybe it's fixed. It's been a while since it's broke, but it's gone offline a couple times.
Usually just a little bit smaller, and that's pretty much what you need to know. I will see you in the next lecture.
You know the problem? 100%? Fuck! How'd you know? How'd you know I was using Microsoft Edge? How'd you know? You wanna fight? You got a problem with Edge? I only use Edge for the transform, man. This is only for this. It's only for Leorin board. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. See, you got my ugly face down here on my Chrome tag. Yeah, I don't know what it like really is, like what you would want to call it. But so this is the thing where like this is a digital board, and so it's got a bunch of stuff on it, right? Like, see, I can do all this stuff, and it communicates through the thing that's just called a transform. I don't know what it's referring to, but it communicates from like this to this through that transform somehow. I really don't know. I haven't looked into it. But if I think it's here. Yeah, see, that's the name of the default file. PSL_transmitter. I don't know what any of that means. The onboard's so confusing. So I just got a Stream Deck. I got a Stream Deck too. The onboard does kind of suck, not gonna lie. It's awesome. Okay, so it lets you do like anything and everything you could ever want, which is amazing. It's really cool. It's really powerful. But like, it is basically how's the language? Assembly. It is basically assembly. And so it is like so difficult to do complicated things. And like, I got this thing that like, it loads my friends into a thing and pulls a random message out. And like, this is the number thing. So like, if somebody redeems a question, it apparently crashes. Are you perhaps trying to activate the embedded? Oh yes, thank you. Thank you, I am doing it wrong. Thank you. So like, if somebody redeems a question, this button gets fired off. And it fails the first time, every time. But then the second time, okay, I guess it's just not enabled here. I don't know what to tell you. I broke it. All right, whatever. Yeah, like you said, it's weird, it's difficult, and like I'm saying, it's confusing as hell. But yeah, for some reason, double click on this. Open up. Let me edit you. Okay, this update made it to where you don't double click to edit it. Edit commands. Nope, not there. You're getting me distracted. I'm too easily distracted. Edit command. Where art thou? There it is. Nope, that one's not it either. I don't know. One of these triggers whenever we get a freaking message from a new player or a new chatter. Do you want to cancel? Yes. I don't want to save anything. I don't know where it's at. I thought it was on that one, but apparently not. Maybe it's on this one. Oh yeah, it's on this one. Okay, so here's all this nonsense, right? And so like in essence, it grabs the user that just came in. That's what this does. And then it checks to see if it's in the users that have already sent a message this stream. That's what this green section does. And then if it doesn't find a person, it should do this little walk-in picture down here. Like see this statement right here, everything in this brown is if it found a person, do the top half. If it didn't find the person, do the bottom half. Or vice versa, sorry. And it always works on the first viewer. The first message it works, but then it fails every time after that, and I don't know why. And I haven't spent the time to fix it, because I'm like, fuck it. It's close. It's close enough. It's good enough. The first person to talk gets a message. That's it. No one else is welcome. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes, cancel. If I come over here and I go to like options, and then I reset it. If I hit this reset button, which I'm going to do. All right, it's reset. So I think the next person will get a message to pop up. Recode it in C#. Dude, I've considered it because I could do it so much easier. See? What if a coworker helps you? Look, see, I put in a new one. And it said, hey, thanks for stopping by. Oh, God, it's Crazy Mad Chemist. Get the hell out of here. We're not playing League of Legends tonight. I see your profile picture being some, like, off-brand Rick and Morty. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by, though. You can re-implement it in the form of using UE5 Entity components. It apparently crashes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I clicked the button and threw up an error message. I didn't read it in time. I just assumed it was a crash message. Jack it in on bud. Oh, we got buds. No, I'm just kidding. We don't got buds.
Hello,
I don't smoke.
In this lecture, we're going to be firing off these ball bearings from...
So, Chemist on Mondays. Well, normally on Mondays. The last 2 Mondays we've skipped. But we're getting back on track. We've been following along with this Unreal Engine tutorial. It's pretty basic right now. It's incredibly basic. Like, the last video was going over data types, so it's super basic right now. It's in the meantime because there's a VR bug in the engine, and I don't want to do the work required to fix it, which is either downgrade the project or pull the source code. I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just like, hey, you know, I don't actually know the basics of the engine. Let's do a basics of the engine tutorial. But yeah, so right now we can just we can fly around and shoot balls. That's what we got. See, wait, let's close it, relaunch it. Shooting balls. That's all we got. Like you, chair. But yep. We made it to where it's spawning off of our character. The tutorial guy doesn't have it spawning off of his character at the current point. It's just spawning in the middle of the world. So we'll see what he has us do. Taking notes on your coding better to be better. No.
My current location.
It won't. It's worse.
It can be used.
This is C++,
In
man.
our scene
it's terrible.
And already start to
his balls go so much faster. I want fast balls.
And carnage. Let's dive in and see how we do this. So let's quickly review the project plan as it currently stands. We have already done our playing with physics and spawning our projectiles.
I just want to play
into
with
the
balls.
World. Now, what is coming up next is that we need to be aiming those projectiles and ideally starting them from wherever we're shooting from. So at the moment, when we play the game, That
I just
little
want balls.
steel
I know
ball
you do, B.
drops
Me and you,
out,
we're on the same page.
jumps up into the air, of course, but it isn't affected by where I am.
I just love
Ideally, this is a kind of
the graphics of Unreal Engine.
shooting game.
That's it.
We should be firing these projectiles
If
out
Unity
of
looked
wherever
half as
I'm
good as
looking
this,
from.
I would just do
But
it in Unity,
what is
where it's a
it
language
that
I
is
know.
doing the looking here? Well, let's try
You gotta
and
smack shit with
do
balls,
a
B.
little trick
Then-
that we
then
can
it's
do
really getting
here.
good.
It's called ejecting. And the way you do this is by holding F8.
Oh,
if you
see,
type
I didn't know
F8
that.
and then
Hold
fly
F8.
around, you will see that I've kind of just stepped out of my body. That sphere there, if I select it, so the game is still playing.
That's
at
our
this point,
character.
but I'm allowed to go around and select objects.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do this.
So what we've got is a object here called a default pawn, P-A-W-N.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the same as a pawn that you might use in chess, and hence that little icon.
See, this is why I was like,
And
I need to do a
what that
basic
means is it's
tutorial, because I didn't know you could
piece,
pop
the
out
little
of the
piece with
player
which we are
and fly
playing
around,
our
like no
game.
clip mode. I didn't know this was a
And
thing.
it is a representation of a physical representation of the player in
Pull
the
the video
game
over
world.
there so I can still see you
However,
guys.
if I go
Probably
ahead and
do that in
stop
Unity.
the
Yeah,
game, either by
probably.
hitting escape or
Bro,
by
I've
hitting
seen
the red button in the
Zone
toolbar,
remake in Unreal
you'll
Engine
notice
5.
there is
It's
no such
surreal.
thing as a pawn in my
Ooh.
scene, nor if I search my outliner.
You're
There's
saying,
nothing
like, if we
called
stop the game,
pawn.
we can't see the pawn.
So what's going on there? In
So, yeah,
actual
the
fact,
pawn only
Unreal
exists
is
when
by
we start.
default spawning that pawn
And then
into
we
the
get it.
scene for us, and it is placing
The
it
pawn is
at the
player controlled.
location given by an actor in the scene called player start. So if you look at the
basic
outliner
player start right here.
for something called player start, you will see that there's this object that looks a little bit like a capsule, and it has got an icon of a controller and
around.
a flag. And what happens is that
I
if
bet
can,
that look
I can
is
move
mostly
that
a
to
function of some
different location if I
shaders that
want
you could have
my
Unity use.
pawn to start in a different place. I can also rotate
Possibly.
it if I want to start in a different rotation.
You think
I can
it-
go
you
ahead
think
and
the
hit play
shader
and
does it
verify
all? You think that it's entirely done by the shader? Because I know, like, you can, like... I just really like it. That's it. This is literally it. It's just the graphics. I'm a graphics whore, all right? I don't know what to tell you. I see something pretty, and I'm like, oh, I love it. So, like, our balls over here, right now, they're made of steel, if I remember right. Oh, no, they're made of chrome. But see, then I can just be like, boom, gold. Oh, look how gold that is. It's perfect. I forget how to slow down my scroll speed. The scroll speed's wild here. Down. I thought it was hold control and mouse wheel. That's apparently not it. Shift and mouse wheel? Alt and mouse wheel? Control shift mouse wheel? I want to go slower. Alt right click forwards. Is this the scroll speed? I'll just maintain that I need the tutorial. He's already gone over this though, and I forgot it apparently. Oh well, this is a fine move speed. Oh, it's so pretty. My balls are now little skies. Oh my god. We got sky balls. Laser balls. It's in the bush. Alright, you know what? I like the sky ball. We got sky balls now. Invalid light map settings. But it's the valid answer. Where'd my sky go? There it is. Alright, we shoot skies now. Bloom, 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 bloom. I now have magic spells. Oh, it doesn't turn whenever I turn. That's a bug. Man, I've also seen Pokemon redone in Unreal Engine, and that looks amazing as well. I mean, I don't know. Shaders can be pretty complicated. Remember that shader toy thing I've linked before? Yes, I do. Where it was like a mountain range, and you could like change the hue and a bunch of other stuff. What settings are available in the material itself? A lot. I think the best way to do that is to come out to here. Is it in the assets? We've messed with the material once before. Let me just type in material up at the highest level. So here's all the materials. We open this stuff up. I just picked a random one, and these are like the final. These are the final things that get rendered. But you can put a bunch of functions into them, as you can see they're doing here. In the VR project, we have a texture or a material, one of the two. I think it's a material being applied to the player's vision, And what it does is there is a movement speed function, like it grabs your movement speed and then it does math on it to like make it narrower, so it closes in from the outside. It's because in VR people get motion sickness. I hate those settings. I don't remember how to set it up because we did that like 2 months ago, but I do remember that we did it, and I will disable that or put it as a player option at some point. I'll send you an interesting link. If you don't want notifications, by the way, you can set your Discord to do not disturb. That's fine. I don't get a lot of noties. I think streamer mode automatically disables it. Yeah, because or I didn't hear it, but Mad Kim has sent me a message too. What's up, cutie? I'll reply to him. Flirting with him, but I can't flirt with him here. This is public. People can see this. I gotta flirt with them in Discord off on the side. All right. Get back to it. We're learning cool things. We learned we can detach and fly around.
That has indeed changed where I start in the game. Now, why is all of this relevant? It's relevant because the pawn is the thing that we want to get the location of so that we know where to put our little pinballs. So that's what we need to figure out. So let's go over into our minimal default blueprint, our level blueprint, and see if we can somehow get hold of this pawn, because we can't get a reference to it.
We did this in the level. Nasty. That's terrible. It should be done on the player.
So let's right-click somewhere in an empty space in the event graph and search for PAWN. And you'll notice that one of the nodes that comes up here is called Get Player Pawn. So if that's not coming up straight away for you, you might need to type Get Player Pawn.
Now the problem that we have
hit enter and bring it in.
The direction is
You'll
wrong.
notice
I have the forward
this is one
vector.
Of those nodes that doesn't have
Apparently
an execution pin, but it does have an input data pin and an output data pin. And now we understand those data pins a little bit better. Let's have a look at what that is. The input data pin, if you hover over it, it says it's an integer. Okay, so it's looking for a whole number. And there is a comment underneath it that says the index.
It's because British words all have U's in them. So there's probably like PAUWN
in the player controller list, starting with the local players and then available remote ones. So this is for multiplayer games. Seeing as we're a single player game, the index 0 is actually what we want. Index 0 denoting the first and only player. And then you can see the return value here is
it's funny,
blue, so
isn't
I'm guessing it's an object. If I hover over it, you
can
can
see
that
it
is a pawn object reference. So it's a
he definitely does hang on that W
as well. Okay, so now with this pawn
can't let go of your W's,
what
all right?
could we do with that? Well, we can drag off of that pin, and we can search for what we're looking for is essentially the location of the player pawn. So we can search for location, and we can see that there is something called a get actor location node. Let's go ahead and select that.
Well, the transform is what we need.
And now you can see that the input's been connected up to the target, which is the input to this node.
This takes a transform.
And then there's a new return value.
I can expand this to just get the location, but there's no point in that.
Perfect.
Because the transform has the rotation, and we want the rotation
in our BP projectile. So let's have a go at firing these balls from the player location. You're going to, can you plug in that location first of all? In the way that I've got it, I've got as a location, and it needs to go into the spawn node. Now, and also have a look at changing the impulse so that it travels forward, so that we can move around and start shooting
what if we do that?
At the table and chairs. Pause the video and have a go.
Nope, it still doesn't rotate.
Okay, welcome back. So, first of all, we're going to drag from the return pin of the get actor location node into the input for...
All right, hold up here. You stop talking. So, he gives us a challenge. That's how this works. So this is the challenge. Spawn it at our current location and make it travel forward. We kind of already have that, right? What we've got... There's a logical error somewhere in here, but what we got is it spawns at our location and it goes forward unless we rotate. It doesn't work if we rotate. I don't know why that is, because this forward location, I would imagine, should change as we locate. It happens when we hit the space bar is when it grabs it. Yo, B's back! Electricity went out and came back on. Oh, no. How bad is it storming down there? Damn. Is it like tornadoes? Or what you got going on? What's happening? What's happening? Maybe it's my vector isn't the impulse we want? I really thought it would be. What does this split out into? Forward. I mean, it's forward. That's the direction we're facing. What more do you want? What more could you ask for? And then we're multiplying it by like the mass times 1,000, so like it gets some movement on it. Because you know mass is massive. If that's not the direction that we want, how do we change the direction? Because like, really ought to be the direction. What options do we got here? Get. Let's just type in get. What do we got? Aim rotation. What the hell? If we have a controller by default, we aim at the player's eye's direction. This is by default the pawn rotation for the AI. Well, the pawn rotation is also in the transform. I wonder if the issue is... No, because we just tried that. Magnitude and direction of the pulse. Just the rotation. What if we promote a pin and we plug this in? What does that do? Did we fix it? Where the fuck is it going now? It's going out my butt. It's going behind me. All right, we're really close. We're really close. Apparently, the aim rotation is behind us. Multiply by -1. And then we plug that in. Go. It's still shooting out our butts. Huh. I don't know. Let's just delete this. All right. So normally I try pretty hard to figure this out, but I'm not too worried about it here this time around. Okay, that's a lie. I'm pretty interested. The aim rotation. That sounds like exactly like we want. What if we just it's in the X direction, right? So we're just gonna put a -1 here. Boom! Oh, damn it. It doesn't turn again. It was turning before. Oh, it turns a little bit. No, it doesn't. Why don't you turn? Get rid of a pin. Get rid of a pin. How do you get rid of a pin? Why is Visual Studio launching? What? No! I don't want Visual Studio. Get out of here. I didn't ask for this. Get this shit out of here. Alright, right click. Remove pin. There we go. Alright, yeah. So multiplicative. Out the base vector, it's going forward, so the actor's forward location isn't changing. If you ask me, maybe it's because it's a sphere, but like the forward location is not changing. Now it's dropping out our butts. Is it not compiling? All right, so now we're a bird, and we're gonna fly around and we're gonna drop bombs. We're gonna make a game where we are a pigeon and we just poop on pedestrians walking down the street. We're just pooting on them. Wait, maybe we're a pigeon. We're a war pigeon flying in Ukraine and we're pooting on random people. We're flying in Tarkov, just pooting on things. Is that a good game idea? Yeah. Man, I lose electricity like once a week, I swear. No, it's like once a month. It's super frustrating. Oh, it's dropping because we got this pin right here. Oh, ooh, oh! Oh wait, nope, I got an idea again. All right, we're doing it again. Forward aim. All right, so we got the forward rotation, bloop, blop, bleep, add pin. We're gonna go -1 here, one here, and 1 here. That way those stay the same. Compile, save. See, we remembered, we're learning, and now, oh, that was weird. It doesn't change with our aim rotation. What the hell? I don't know. Disconnect. It's all going away. The problem has got to be that it's multiplicative. Maybe we got to like add it. I really want to figure it out. I keep saying that I'm done trying, and then I have another idea, and I got to try the idea if I have an idea, right? I don't understand how the vectors work is the main problem. No, that doesn't change at all. It changes a little bit. See, whenever we're not moving, they're all going in the same spot, but when we look over to the side, it changes ever so slightly. Because the addition is too small here. Alright, now we're done for real. We're done fucking with it for real, for real. This one's gonna go back up into here. We're gonna delete this, and we're gonna pansy out. I don't know math.
Okay, welcome back. So, first of all, we're going to drag from the return pin of the get actor location node into the input for the spawn actor, which is the spawn transform location. Let's drag that, and they're compatible. They're the same color. They're both vectors, so we can make that connection. Next up, we said we want to change the impulse direction. At the moment, it's firing straight up. What I want to do instead, I'm going to cut out of the Z and set it to 0, so we've got no upwards force.
Oh, that's what we were messing with.
We know that if we look in our scene, the forwards direction is actually along the x-axis, but notice the x-axis is actually pointing in the opposite direction. So what we need to do is, if we had just put 1000 in, these projectiles are going to fire off backwards. So what we need to do is put in a negative 1000, and that's going to fire.
I tried to multiply it by a negative.
So let's go ahead and hit play and see if we can make this happen. So I'm going to hit spacebar, and you can see it's now firing out of my nose at the table and chairs, and I can get a little bit closer to have that impact be a little bit more impactful. I think it's still a little bit weak, so I'm going to multiply this all by 4 and go ahead and hit play. And now we have got ourselves a much more ferocious little pinball that we can fire at objects in our scene and have a little bit of fun with. So the last tweak I want to make is that these balls are a little bit light at the moment. So if we go to our content drawer and double click on the BP projectile, then it will open up the blueprint editor. You'll notice that it's got this restricted view at the moment. So you need to click open full blueprint editor to get back
he's
to
going here. I'm doing what he's saying.
And then click on the viewport tab.
We're looking at me, but we're doing what he's saying.
Of our ball bearing. Now, I'm going to click on the static mesh component over in components, then go to the details pane and have a look for the mass, which I want to override. At the moment, it's a mass of 100 kilos. I think I need to make this a little bit heavier. So I'm going to multiply this by 10 as a starting point.
Whoa.
And then we can go ahead and hit play. And now when I shoot things with this ball bearing, they really do react because it is a pretty heavy piece of metal.
Boom.
Great stuff. So this game is actually starting to become a little bit of fun.
The chair doesn't have
However,
physics.
We're not able to fire these ball bearings in any particular direction, only forward. And we're going to fix that in the upcoming lectures. I'll see you there.
Good, because that's driving me nuts. What do you think about the pace of the video? I think it was fine. All right, I'm good. Move on. Complete next. This is a beta course. This course isn't actually released yet. And they invited me to it.
Hello and welcome.
Because
in
I
this
already
lecture,
own
we're
the
going
old
to be
one.
looking at how we can get the rotation
That chair is flying.
of our camera and apply that to the spawned projectiles. So as I rotate my camera around, you can see the projectiles are being rotated in the same direction. So you'll notice
it's not
that
quite...
there is a rotation that we can put into our projectile. Now, this may be the start of helping us rotate the direction of travel of that projectile.
Based on that.
We can use some information from the projectile later on to actually set our impulse in the correct direction.
We're getting the whole player transform.
It's currently really hard to tell which way our projectile is rotated because it's entirely spherical.
That should work.
So let's open up the BP projectile class and go to our static mesh component and go up right to the top where it has the transform scale property. And let's just increase the scale along the X direction. A value of about 2 should do the trick. You can see that it becomes this kind of deformed sphere instead. And if we go ahead and play and shoot this sphere, you can see that the direction that it's traveling in is pretty much the, that's the direction of the sphere. And so we can see whether our rotation is having any effect.
So it's shooting like a needle.
Let's go over to the level blueprint. And the
Dude,
most
I'm so
logical
easily
thing to do
entertained. I
would
find
be
this
to
stuff
say,
super
okay,
cool.
let's go ahead and get the rotation of the player pawn. So let's drag off the player pawn reference node that comes out of get player pawn, and let's look for rotation. And sure enough,
we already have
we
that.
can use get actor rotation. That seems to match with get actor location. It returns a rotator, so this seems to fit, and we can drag that into our spawn transform rotation pin of the spawn actor node. But if we go ahead and play this and we shoot off in different directions,
the transform does both.
You will actually notice that basically the projectile is not rotating at all.
Yeah.
Now, the reason for this is that if we go in and hit play and then instantly eject, so using F8, and have a look at our pawn, we can have a look at the pawn's rotation in the details pane. So we can click on the pawn, go to the details pane, have a look at the transform rotation property, and you can see that it's rotated 180 degrees about the Z-axis, but that's the only rotation we've got there. So what happens if I repossess the pawn, which I can do from the toolbar right at the top? There is a little controller button, or I can hit F8
because I didn't know how to do it.
Jump back into the pawn's shoes. What happens if I rotate 180 degrees round? I would expect my rotation to reflect that. So I hit F8 again. I jump out and select the default pawn, and I have a look at its details pane. But you can see its rotation hasn't updated. And that's because by default, this default pawn in Unreal isn't configured to rotate with the camera rotation. Those are two separate things. For whatever reason, it doesn't particularly matter.
Why are those separate?
What is important is that there is something that does reflect that rotation, and that is called the control rotation. So you can drag off of the
oh my god, that is so frustrating.
Pawn node, and
that
you
is
can
so
search
frustrating.
For control rotation instead, and you can see there is a get control rotation node. So I'd like to challenge you to try that node out. Try the control rotation. Replace the get actor rotation node and plug in to the spawn node and see whether it has any effect when you play in the game. Do those projectiles point in a different direction? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, welcome back. So let's delete our get actor rotation, pull off of the get player pawn node, and search for get control rotation.
Yeah, it's rotating the ball
and
now.
You can see the output is again a rotator. Hopefully this time the value will be correct, however. So let's get that rotator and connect it up to our input for the spawn actor. We can go ahead and hit play. And now, if I change the way I'm looking, you can see that these projectiles are flying off a little bit sideways. Now, they're not traveling in the direction of their rotation. That we're going to sort out in the upcoming lectures, but this is a first step. We now know what that direction should be. I'll see you in the next lecture.
I'm trying here. All right, we're getting so fucking close. All right, next lecture. Hook me up, buddy. Vector addition. Oh no!
Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we're going to be trying to understand
He's
a
gonna teach
little
me
bit
math.
more about these vector structs and the mathematics that underpins them, so that by the end of this lecture, you will feel comfortable adding and subtracting vectors as well as multiplying them by floating point values.
Never.
Let's dive in. So soon we're going to want to start setting our impulse in the correct rotated direction. But before we do that, we need to understand a little bit more about the mathematics that underlies vectors. Vectors are essentially a mathematical concept, and they're quite simple when you boil it down to what they actually mean. A vector is simply a direction in 3D space, and it is a size, or in mathematical parlance, a magnitude. Now, this is all fine, but when it actually comes to representing this on a computer programmatically, it's even simpler. It's essentially just three floating point numbers, an X, a Y, and a Z component. And that perfectly represents a three-dimensional vector. So let's have a little look at vectors in two-dimensional space, because here I've got a two-dimensional screen. It's easier for me to show you that. So imagine we have our X and Y components, and we start off at the 0, 0 point being here in the top right for this example. And we want to position a character in this two-dimensional space. Well, we can have a position vector that points to the location of the character and has a length that takes you from the 0, 0 point all the way to the character's location. And this can be broken down into its component parts, so you can have an X part and a Y part, just like you might expect, and how we were doing in our level in Unreal. Now what we can do is we can apply a movement vector to this position vector, so we can have another vector that has this direction and this magnitude or size, and we can actually add those two together to get us a new position like so. So this would look like this, that basically the position plus the move vector.
New
so
piece of
adding
shit.
these two vectors together gives us a new position vector like so.
That's what the POS
and what's
stands
actually
for. Don't lie to
happening
me.
at
It's
a
not
mathematical
position.
level is that we're simply, to get the new positions X, we are adding together the X position
Yeah, point of
the original
sale.
position
Yeah,
plus
point of
the
sale
X
system.
of the move.
Oh
and the
God,
same
it's
thing
work.
with
Ah.
the Y. So let's take a little bit more of a look at addition and
Flashbacks
subtraction
to
with
9 to
vectors.
5.
Essentially what we're saying is if we had a vector A that looks like this and a vector B that looks like this, then adding them together would give us the vector. Suppose we say that adding them together gives us a vector C.
I think our
then
company was
vector
trying
C
to
is
work with a
simply
point of sale
the
system.
arrow
I don't know that we ever did.
Goes straight to the destination. Essentially, you put these vectors head to tail, like so. It doesn't matter which order you do it in, by the way. You could put B first or A first. You're going to end up with the same location here, vector C, which
It's
just
interesting
points
that you can go
straight
B
to
first.
the final
Yeah,
destination.
that makes
It's like
sense.
it's taking a shortcut.
Yeah, if you went
And
over
subtraction
here and
is
then there.
incredibly similar. If you got vector A and vector B like this, then subtraction just involves taking a negative vector B, which is a vector that points in the opposite direction to the normal vector B, and then you can just go ahead and add them together as you would, which is going to end up looking a little bit like this, where vector C points to this location
Yeah,
instead.
otherwise it goes
Let's
up
have a
and
look
comes
at
down.
vector
Makes sense.
multiplication now, specifically multiplying a vector by a float. What happens if we take A and we say we want to multiply A by 2 to give us vector B? Well,
You
in
just
this
get
case, it's
double
actually
the
kind of
length.
straightforward, because all you got to do
Right.
is think about adding together two
Yeah.
vector A's. That gives you a vector B that is twice as long. The size is twice the size of a vector A. And in fact, you don't have to be
the
restricted to
size.
whole numbers here. You could have half of a vector A is just going to be half as long. You could have 5.6 of a vector A, which is going to be 5.6 times the length of that vector A, but the direction ultimately doesn't get changed. It will always have the same vector direction. So let me challenge you to a little treasure hunt here. I've defined
not about
an A,
the
B,
size
and
of
C
the
vector.
vector.
I've given you
It's
their
how
visual
you use it.
representation with the arrow that is a
It's not
size and a
about
direction.
what
I've
it
also given you
represents
their numerical
means a little
representations
bit.
down below. And what I would like you
I'm B.
to do is, assuming we have our character here on our XY axis grid, and we get given the cryptic treasure hunt directions given here. We've got A plus 3 times B minus C. That's where you will find the treasure.
At least
See
it
if you
points
can
up.
figure out where this
Goes right into the waistband. I mean, wait, what? What are we talking about again? All right. So we gotta figure out.
got to move.
We gotta figure out where this guy's gonna go.
Find the treasure. Pause the video and have a go.
All right, let's figure out where this guy's gonna go. All right, so we're here. We go. Excuse me. First off, we got A going 7 minus 1, so 7. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1. We're going down to here, and then we're going up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we got a minus. Okay, now see, this is the question. All right, minus C. Does that mean it's minus 3? I don't think that's what it means. I don't think it means minus the minus. Because he said that a negative vector just means it's going in the opposite direction, and the negative 3 means it's going in the opposite direction. So we're just gonna apply it as is. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right, this is my answer right here.
Okay, welcome back. So first of all, A, we add A to it. We don't have to do any multiplication of it. So we can add A, and it's going to take us to this location over here. Then we are going to add B, but we're going to add it 3 times because it's multiplied by 3. And then we're going to subtract C. So we're going to go in the negative direction of C. Or you can see I'm putting the arrow the other way round, so head to head instead of head to tail. And that effectively is the same thing as going in the opposite direction. And you can see we've ended up at this location here, which actually the resultant vector is this one here. That's the result of adding all those vectors together. So it's new, but it's new position.
I don't get any treasure.
Coordinate, because we weren't at 0, 0 when we started. The actual coordinate is 5, 1. X 5 and 1.
That's what I said the whole time. I was like, since it's negative, we're going to go in the opposite direction. That's exactly what I said.
3. And you can verify this
the whole time
for yourself by actually adding together and multiplying appropriately the x's and the y's separately, and you just end up getting this movement vector defined here, which is that blue one showing up on the grid. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of a primer on adding vectors, subtracting them, and multiplying them. In the next lecture, we will put this to use.
Yeah, whenever you put it into the context of just like combining all these numbers together, then the minus sign made it a lot more sense for this to be effectively a plus and this to be a minus. All right, let's get some forward vectors. I want to throw some balls.
Welcome. In this lecture, we're going to be firing off the cannonballs in the forward direction of the camera and the...
I want to get something sweet. All right, 1 second. 2 seconds. Do they explain what quarter neons are? Nope, never heard of it. Quarter neon these nuts. We got ourselves a blue Twizzler. It's blue raspberry or blueberry or some shit. The important thing is I don't like these. These blue Twizzlers are nasty. Green ones are much better. Green ones are apple ones. Those are really good. But I'm just kind of hungry, so I'm eating it anyways.
The cannonball itself. So if I hit space, you can see that I can actually start to aim this ball at objects and try and hit objects in the distance, which is a lot more fun. Yes, I got that chair. It's a lot more fun than it was previously. Let's dive in and see how to do this. So we're going to be using something called a forward vector, but what is it? So I've just, on the sake of argument on this slide, put in an X and Y directions, just like we would have in the viewport to keep things grounded in that reality.
How's the project
and
there
we can imagine we've got our camera here that is the player's camera, that when we rotate the mouse it's turning
I'm using
around.
the freaking forward vector.
And we're spawning it now our projectile, and the newly spawned projectile is getting the correct rotation from the camera, so you can see this.
Needs to be
controller
forward
now,
vector
the forward
instead of
vector
active forward vector.
would be essentially the rotated X direction. So it is basically a vector that points in the forward direction after you have rotated it. So you can see this projectile's been rotated around and its forward direction is over here rather than being off back towards the back of the camera, because of the rotation that we've given it from the player pawn's control rotation.
Because the ball isn't rotating.
Now we can actually get a right vector as well, which is essentially the y-axis that's been rotated, but we're not going to be using that because all we're interested in is sending the projectile in that forward direction. And what's interesting about the vectors that come back from get forward vector and from get right vector is that they have a length of 1. This can be guaranteed they're always going to have a length of 1. And this is really useful because if we want to apply a certain amount of impulse in this direction, all we need to do is multiply this vector to give us the direction by the value that we want, such as 400 if that's the velocity you want to give it. So enough talk. How do we actually achieve this in Blueprint? So what we need to do is query that newly spawned projectile. We've given it the correct rotation over here before we spawned it, and it's been spawned with the correct rotation. We could see that when we play the game. So we need to get its forward vector. So to do that, we can either pull off of the actor reference itself. So the reference
I'm
to
getting
the projectile,
this thing's rotation,
out of
the forward vector, but we figured out it doesn't rotate.
From the static
so he's getting it off of that because it has the correct rotation.
I'm going to do it from the actor just to save on nodes and keep things a little bit tidier. So what we're going to do here is type in get forward vector. And we can see two options here. I'm going to be using the get actor forward vector, but both would actually give you the same result. And then we've got ourselves the vector value. Now, if we plug this directly into the impulse, we aren't going to see much of an effect. If we go ahead and hit play and we spawn a projectile, you can see it just drops straight down. And the reason for that is that the length of this vector is going to be 1, which, as we know, because of Unreal units, that's in centimeters, so it's giving us 1 centimeter per second, which is a pretty puny velocity. So what we need to be able to do is multiply this vector by a float. Fortunately, we can do that fairly straightforwardly in Blueprint. We can drag off of the return value for this forward vector, and we can type multiply. And that gives us this multiply operator node. And you see by default what it wants to do is it wants to multiply a vector by a vector, but that's not what we want to achieve. Unfortunately, we can change that by right-clicking on the second input node. We can click convert pin, and we can convert the pin to a float. And that gives us the correct type of multiplication that we want. So I'd like to challenge you to do this multiply vector for yourself. So plug in the multiplication node to both the input and the output to the impulse. And how much do you need to multiply by to get a force that you are happy with? Pause the video and have a go.
Yeah, centimeter is the default unit. Yep. So this is what we've currently got. So we're getting the static mesh, then I'm getting the mass of the mesh and multiplying that by 2000. Then we're plugging that into the forward vector. So he converted this to an integer instead of leaving it as, like, I'm converting my integer into a vector. So I wonder if my vector is only on the x-axis, which means it seems to shoot pretty fast in the x. It seems to shoot pretty good up too. I think it's doing it in all directions. But let's go ahead and disconnect this. Oh. Yeah, let's go ahead and test. Might as well. 2000. And we'll convert this. Not to. Oh yeah. Boom. There. We'll see. We'll see what that does. I imagine it's gonna do the same, but let's see. Yeah, it seems to behave the exact same. I think that looks a little messier because there's just more things going on. So I'm gonna delete that and just plug this straight in. Yep, seems good. Got that as a straight pin. I guess I'm just being OCD here. But it looks a little nicer. I like the 2000. I think that seems to be a good unit. So since we're multiplying the mass by the 2000 and like the acceleration is force times mass, yeah, we're just taking the mass as a constant, and so we're just making the force there effectively. You can, if you check this velocity change as true, if we set this as true, then it ignores the mass calculation, so now it's really gonna go fast. Oh, it's going so fast we can't even see it. All right, well, we'll uncheck that. Weird. Can you make it shoot forward with a certain amount of energy rather than a certain amount of speed? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was going fast. I don't know what the hell button I just hit there. Is that F1? Yeah, F1. Yes, you can see it blip off for a millisecond. You might not be able to. I can see it blip off for a millisecond. You'll have to probably make the stream maximize, but it's like, it's going here. All right, I'll put it right above the chair. It's flashing right above the chair. There's a little tiny dot. I don't know if you're able to see it. I guess we could, but like it's going so fast that it's not hitting the stuff because it's calculating it. Like, it only calculates it once every frame, and so by the time it calculates the one frame, it's already way past all the shit. Moving too fast. Too speedy. Bloop. So that one has zero gravity turned on, and that does not have zero gravity turned on. And these things, well, those do, but this just doesn't have physics enabled, so that's why that chair doesn't bounce. All right.
Hello and welcome back. So we're going to, I've already been using a value of about, I think we said about 400. And then I'm going to plug in the output from the multiplication into the input for the impulse. So what we're getting is a vector that is 400 units long and is pointing in the direction, the forward direction. And he has
the velocity
projectile
checked
with the way it's rotated, and that is also the same direction as our camera. So let's go ahead and hit play. And when we fire, you can see that it is firing off in the right direction, but with not quite enough force. So I'm going to increase this by make it 1,000. Let's try with 1,000. Okay, we're getting something a lot better now that we can actually start to enjoy. I think we had actually 4,000. I think I'm just misremembering. We go ahead and play now with 4,000. You can see a projectile that's a lot more fun to fire. And the final thing that I want to do is, because we don't need to know its rotation anymore, and it kind of looks weird that it's this elongated shape, I want to go back into the BP projectile editor, selecting the static mesh component, go into the details pane, and I'm just going to set the scale back to 0.5 like all of the other elements there, which gives us the ball back to being spherical. And if we go ahead and hit play now, we've got a nice little cannonball, which is actually a lot of fun to fire at objects and cause a little bit of destruction. Great stuff. We've achieved
I'm shooting magic over here
by applying that get forward vector node. I'll see you in the next one.
I like shooting my sun sphere. But yeah, if you move forward, there's a slight collision. with us and the ball. There's a couple different ways we could turn that off. We can just make the ball spawn a little bit further in front of us, or we can make the character in such a way that it can't overlap with the ball. Where'd the course go? There it is. Next! Porting assets. We're gonna make something look pretty. Oh boy, I'm ready. Let's build a map.
And welcome. In this lecture, we're going to be bringing in some external assets such as these barrels and crates and enabling physics on them so we can have a little bit of fun smashing them to pieces.
All right, that looks significantly better.
And see how to get these assets.
Like I said, I'm just a graphics. I'm a sucker for
satisfying
graphics.
Thing about our game is the assets within it. They're pretty plain and
makes it look
vanilla,
way better,
and they certainly don't reflect what I want the game to reflect, which is that this is us wrecking a warehouse with wrecking balls. So this isn't what we want. We need some new assets. Unfortunately, there is a great integration with the Unreal Marketplace. If you open up your Epic Games launcher, get to the Unreal section in the left, and then click on the Marketplace tab in the top tab bar. Then you can see all of the assets available. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to be asking you to pay for any of these assets right now, although I do recommend paying for assets.
Ultimate traversal animations. Oh my god, that's not even mine. That's on his page. That is something I've wanted for so long. All right. Ultimate traversal. Boom. Oh my god. Video. Yes, I'm going. Yeah. Show it to me. All right, what do you got here? 49 animations. Version of existing animation that is better suited for force root lock. All right, so we got a whole bunch of crawling. Oh, look at that wall running stuff. All right, hanging. We got like hang with the feet, and we got like full on hanging. All right, cool. Knee slides. Oh, that is sweet. Less flashy version of the fence climb. Hole climbing. Oh yeah, baby. Give it to me. Yeah, you worked that pole. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I want a million little Spider-Mans. They got a slide for them. There's a slide for the Spider-Mans. Look, a little slide. All right, that's cool. Put that. We'll heart that shit. I think that I've got there's locomotion, I want to say. Yes, this down here, Advanced Locomotion System V4. I got this. This is free. This is a pretty cool one. This does a lot of stuff. I haven't messed with it too much, but like this is like Grand Theft Auto movement. So like you can climb on literally anything. It's pretty basic, but I want like something speedy and flashy. The last one looked pretty sweet with the slides and stuff. Anyways, all right. What do you want me to download over here, guy? My video.
As you get further down the road with Unreal, it really helps supercharge you into doing more things. Now, what you can do, however, is you can filter by different types of free content. There's a sub-toolbar in the Marketplace section called Free, and under that drop-down, you can see there's a bunch of different types of free. You've got the Epic Games content, which is stuff released by Epic Games themselves, or from games they didn't release. Megascans, which comes from the Epic Games Megascans acquisition. Then there is the Free for the Month collection. So these are asset packs that if you download now, you can use them for free forever, but they're only available this month. Then there's the permanently free collection, which is stuff that has been purchased by Epic Games to make available for us to use. So we're going to be using stuff from the permanently free collection, and you could go through and have a look for the Basically, there's over 100 different asset packs here. There's a really cool one that I like called the Factory Environment Collection. It looks really awesome. That's a bit too complicated for what I want to achieve in this section. However, I do recommend that if you want to take the contents of
last time, if I recall correctly, that flashed my payment info. It did not. It does not. Okay. All right. I was worried about it. Thank you. Receipt has been emailed to you. UE4 stuff. Yeah, no, it didn't flash it. It didn't flash it. Oh, I see what you mean. Plebeian downloading Unreal Engine 4. Well, it all translates. I know it said it didn't, but it does. It does. This is kind of a neat looking art style. Oh, this is actually an awesome looking art style. I like this style so much more because it's not like trying to be realistic. Whenever something's trying to be realistic, it's obvious whenever it fails, and it will fail. But whenever it's trying to look like this, I think it looks just like 10 times better. It's like more immersive, because you can get into it. You can just like, you know, I don't know, you can just get into it a lot better. At least I can.
This section further. However, what I'm going to be using is an asset pack that I've already downloaded. And if we go to the library tab and scroll down through the many assets that I have got,
he's got a lot of them that I have.
What I'm looking for is one called Industry, and I can filter these as Industry Props Pack 6.
Industry Prop Pack 6. Let's go. Industry Prop Pack. Damn it, I gotta retype it in. Industry Prop Pack. What? Try this again. Industry Props Pack. Not getting anything off of it. It doesn't even seem to be filtering. What the hell?
That's the one that I would recommend it you get if you want to follow along.
I already have it, and maybe this has been pulled off the market, but like typing it in right here. All right, we'll disable that tag. Industry. Oh, I'm searching tags. I'm an idiot. There, figured it out. All right, sweet. I already own Prop Pack 6. Work a table pack. Modular ventilation system. Oh man, if I'm trying to build some stealthy thing. Industrial buttons VR ready. Oh god. Cool. Back to the video.
With what I'm doing in this project. So you search for that in the marketplace.
Where would you see how I remember RuneScape art being is god awful. Let's see what it looks like now. What? There's no way RuneScape looks like this. This is DuckDuckGo sucking. Well, this is much better than I remember, to be honest. This is what I remember. A solid 2. A solid 2 out of 10. Oh, yeah. Classic. Nostalgia. What are the new ones? Is this the new one? Oh, that looks fine. Call it like a 5. Maybe a 4. Fine. Oh man, that's top tier. All right, this stuff is an 8 right here. It's very clearly communicated to the player where the boundaries are, and you know precisely that those are bones to go loot. Like, can't get any better than that. Nothing beats that. This thing, terrible. Oh my, it's a mobile game. Is this Pike? This is Pike, right? RuneScape, we stole Pike. That's the same guy. It's the same guy. Somebody's copied somebody else's homework. I'm not sure who copied whose. But somebody's homework was copied.
You add it to your basket and you have to check out, as if you may even have to enter a credit card, even though they're free. You may have to enter a credit card and you won't pay anything. And then it will end up in your vault in the library section. You'll need to click add to project, and if you haven't used this before, it will have to download it first. Don't worry.
Are you kidding me? All right, I'm over here. I'm looking at my vault and I'm like, in dust. It's not here. It's literally just not here. Oh, it's got filters on it from the last time. That was forever ago. All right, sweet, we got it. We got Mega Scan. Oh my, what is this? What is all this? I've downloaded so much shit and I don't even remember it. Oh, does this art bring back old memories? Six Corners, look at that building. We need like a pipe here to climb up, and then we need like a gate right here, and then a hole in the ground where this water is. Oh, look, there's the things. We gotta have the pipes coming off this to go up there. There's those circles. Oh man, this is like exactly what we made in Unreal Engine 3. All right, add to project. Not gonna let us add this to Unreal Engine 5. Show all projects. That's new. You used to not be able to do that. All right. I'm gonna add this to wreckage. Asset not compatible with 5.0. Please select the closest alternative version. Add to project. Oh, sweet. 2 gigs. Whoa. Stop that. Stop. Get some help. We're not putting 2 gigs worth of shit on there. Oh my god. Back to my content. Where's my content at? Library. All right. Maybe this prop pack 6 is significantly smaller. Go all projects. Wreckage. Add to project. All right. Yeah, that's only 200 megs. All right. Sweet. That's much smaller.
It's not too big. It's only about 200 megabytes.
No,
and then you can go and add to
that's
a
not
project.
Pike.
And it'll come up with
That's
this dialog
Nomad.
here. And at the moment, it's defaulting to
That's
just
Pike.
showing the
Valley of the
compatible
Ancients.
project versions. But if you want to bring it into a newer version and you think it will probably work, which I think it will.
Oh, this is my sample art here. I have seen Elden Ring. It looks really good. The graphics look really good. Gameplay isn't necessarily up my alley. I haven't enjoyed any of the Souls games. I've played a little bit of, I think, the first one. I've played a little bit of all 3 of them, I think, of the Dark Souls. And admittedly, it was more and more bearable as the series went on. But to me, I feel like the controls and camera are too clunky. I can't get past it.
Well, you can click show all projects, and then you can look, or you can search, or you can look down through your projects and find the warehouse wreckage project.
I've watched some people play, and I really do enjoy watching Dark Souls. Like, I liked watching Alan play Dark Souls. I've watched him play a bunch of it. I've watched Ginkgo play a bunch of Dark Souls. I've enjoyed watching Alan and Dustin play Elden Ring. But I just like, and it looks fun and I enjoy watching it, but whenever I play it, whenever I've played the Dark Souls, because I haven't played Elden Ring, but whenever I've played the Dark Souls, I'm like, the camera sucks, the lock-on system sucks, where the fuck do I put my stats? This sucks. I want to research my build, it sucks. Like, I'm always just frustrated by, like, everything, and I don't feel like it's, I like that frustration you get from difficulty, right? Like, you die in Tarkov, it's, like, frustrating, but it's like, okay, just get good, scrub, or whatever. Like, that's, like, a positive frustration. But whenever I'm frustrated at, like, the mechanics of, like, the game, like, if I'm frustrated at the controls, that's not a feel-good frustration. That's like a, fuck is wrong with these controls, you know? Mod it to make it a first-person shooter. Hey, then, yeah. Why not? Then I can, so long as I can see stuff, like lock on, spun my character around to watch him. I don't know, maybe, but maybe we wouldn't even need a lock on at that point. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the third-person camera scheme. I think I don't know if there's really any third. Actually, my favorite game is third-person. Splinter Cell Double Agent. But like the camera's so much further out, and you can just like clip through walls and stuff to see.
And then
I think that's the main difference, because like in Elden Ring or whatever, in Dark Souls, if you're in like a cramped space, your camera's like zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, because it's like trying to be back like 2 meters, which isn't even that far, or maybe it's not even 2 meters, like 1 meter back, and like if it clips with anything, it zooms in, zooms out. I don't know. Wasn't a fan.
because there isn't a compatible version within the asset pack itself, you have to click the drop down to select the nearest version, and in my case the nearest version is Unreal 5 Early Access, so I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to the project. And you can see it shouldn't take very long. It's doing a little bit of downloading.
They already have a Dark Souls 3 mod to make it a first-person shooter?
So once that has downloaded and completely finished adding to the project, we can go back over into Unreal and have a look at the content drawer. And by the way, you can bring this up with Control Space as well if you want quick access. Now you can see that next to the starter pack folder, if we're in our content folder, there is now an Industry Props Pack 6 folder. So we can click into that and we can open up the maps and have a look at the showcase level just to see what kind of stuff is included here. Now, as usual, it's best to let the shaders finish building. You can see this going on in the bottom right, and when they are finished,
I wish they gave me a warning before I clicked it.
Be able to see the materials in their true glory.
It's a very
so there's still
nice
more going on with the shaders at the moment, but right now we can already see the shape and general color of the object in this scene. There's a lot of barrels, which I think I'm going to make heavy use
freezing.
Of. Some crates.
We're just going to watch his screen while mine's frozen.
Racks are going to be fun
Seems
to
like
try
a good plan.
and knock over.
So
let's go back to the
I think I already own Dark
Souls
3 on Steam,
that we were using so far. So we'll go back to our content folder, all the way back up. And then we're going to go into starter content and maps and then minimal default. And what I want to do is show you just how easy it is to bring in some assets from that pack.
Oh, I see how it is. He leaves the map. That bastard. He makes everyone... You know, oh man, if I wasn't streaming, I would have paused the video and waited for this thing to load in and then for him to immediately have gone back to the other map. That jerk. All right. Starter content, maps. No, not industrial prop pack. Starter content. Maps. Ooh, what are these? Starter map. Well, he's on minimal default, so we'll load up minimal default.
What we can do is go into the content folder again, into the industry props pack, this time into the meshes folder. And in here, you can see all of the assets from that pack, such as these barrels. And all you have to do is drag one of these into the scene and boom, there you go. You've got a barrel from that asset pack. And you can enable physics and you can do all the things we could do with the other objects in the scene. So let's take the challenge of knocking down some assets. I'd like you to place some assets in your starter content scene, enable physics on them, and you can potentially tweak the mass or whatever you want to do with them, and try knocking them down and see if you can have a bit of a fun experience from these new assets. Pause the video and have a go.
All right, we paused the video. The first thing that I kind of want to do would be, man, dude, I have a problem with scope creep. First thing I want to do is make a blueprint out of one of these barrels. Then immediately, what came to my mind is I want to make a barrel blueprint that randomly selects one of the 3 barrels on spawn. So like, there's always a barrel there, but it's a randomly decided barrel because the barrels have like a slightly different texture. And so like, you could have like roughly the same map, but it would be like quasi randomly generated. So it's like the same, but not the same. How do if I right click on it, can't I, maybe I gotta do, I thought you could right click on it and do create blueprint from. Maybe that's something that was in UE4. You definitely have to be able to do it. Nanite, I think that's the destruction thing. Is there not a create a blueprint from it? What if I go to add? Right. All classes. Oh, so these are just meshes. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's be an actor. Go to the actor. I think we were just making it off of. I think we're just making it off of actor. Okay. Barrel. Or wait, is it BP underscore barrel? Is that what it is? Or is it barrel underscore BP? Check. Check the starter content. Friends. It is BP underscore barrel. All right, sweet. I did it right. I guessed and did it right. Open this up. We're gonna add a static mesh. We can make this the default scene. Default, do we just drag it up? We do just drag it up. Sweet. Now the static mesh is going to be a barrel. Barrel. So now that we did it like this, we can come down here and click the simulate physics button. The mass, sure, we'll go with 100 kilograms. It seems fine. I don't know what that equates to, but it seems like a good, nice round number. All right, we got a 100 kilogram barrel. Deal. Bet. That up here. Now we can drag in this barrel just like that. Now we can duplicate it significantly easier because we did it the way we did it. We got these 3. Oh, wait, you know what? Click, click, rotate. Move like that, and now if we hold Alt, it'll duplicate whenever we go to move it. So boom, drag it up. Pressing the end button on the keyboard drops them down. Oh, there's a bubble in the way. Bubble. My cannonballs from earlier are in the way. Gosh darn cannonballs. Can't you see we're doing stuff over here? Damn cannonballs making me look bad. And that hit the end key. Oh, put the flapping flooper shit in the way. All right, whatever, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. I want to make it tall. End. 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 All right, sweet. Play. Yeah, it's because all the balls are inside of them. Bollocks. All right, I think we can come over here and just like delete all the BP projectiles. Delete. All right. Now I hit play. Oh, these don't have. They aren't overlapping. Interesting. All right, why is that? Simulate physics. Collision. Boom. Turn collision on. Generate overlap. That's already on. Weird. Something's going on. Alright, let's delete all the barrels again. Alright, so if we hit play on these are fine. Cool. Now, I want to select all 3 of these, duplicate them, hit end, hit play. Why is that? Oh, they don't have top. No, these do. Some of the other barrels didn't have tops. These do have tops. What is going on? Super weird. So it's definitely, it's 100% the collision model on it is messed up. Because there's, I mean, it seems to, whoa, that barrel just got flattened. Drag these up higher. Maybe the end is going too deep. Place it like that. Wonder if it's because I'm streaming. Maybe it's like got a little lag in the check. Weird. Oh, thanks for the follow, Doctor. I missed it. My bad. Appreciate you. I had the video blocking the chat, and then I realized I was blocking the chat. What you doing? We're following along with we're following. I'm sorry. I see you now. I apologize. We're following along with Game Dev TV's course. It's a pretty sweet course. I highly recommend it. I believe that is the command for it. So wait, that's a list of all their courses. They're quite expensive. I strongly suggest you buy them off of udemy.com instead of their website. I'm not affiliated with Game Dev TV because I cuss a lot. So fuck it. But yeah, so we're just following along right now. This is a BluePrints tutorial. The first half of this thing is BluePrints. The second half of it is C++. I'm also following along with one of their VR courses, but Unreal Engine 5 has a bug in the VR section that requires me to either go down to Unreal Engine 4 or pull the source code and build the engine myself, because I think that they've fixed the bug. I just, it's not fixed in their current release, and I don't feel like doing any of those things. So oh! Did you see that? There's a bunch of barrels here. That's the problem. How is there that many barrels? What the hell? Okay, so there's only 3 barrels right now, right? There's only 3. And then when I hold Alt and I drag it up, there's only these 2. That's what we would expect. Why was there? I'm not seeing 9 over here on the side. All right, is it gonna stack now? I'm just trying to stack some barrels. They're not. They're like totally not stacking. I don't know. I don't know why these barrels won't stack. It's got to be something with collision, but I don't know what the hell it is. And then we can press spacebar and shoot little balls. They were cannonballs, but then I found out I could put the skybox on them as the material, and I think that looks way cooler. So we got a skybox. It's like a little magic orb at this point. Yeah, we're just making a thing to like mess around with. And so right now we're at the course. Every now and again it'll give you a little challenge, and so the challenge was to make those assets have physics and stuff, and we did that by creating a blueprint and setting the barrel on the blueprint. And because it's a blueprint, we can like change the collision and the physics and other things like that. There's some way in UE4 I could do it pretty easily. I don't know how to do it here, but there's some way. Fit collision underneath for nav mesh. If set, nav mesh will not be generated under the surface. Oh, that's cool. So like if it's something that doesn't move. There's some way to see the hitbox. I don't know what it is. Maybe I have to open up the individual barrel itself. Yes. Collision options. I don't want to remove collision. I want to see where the collision's at, because I suspect that the collision is shitty. But I don't know how to see it. I strongly suspect that the collision is messed up. Collision preset is block all. That sounds fine. But where is it? Maybe if I hit F1 and go into... Oh, no, F1 is not it. What the hell is that? That opened up like a Google Chrome tab. I'm gonna go into the wire mesh mode. show bounds. Yeah, it's a circle. There's the problem. It's a flipping circle. See, if it was the red one, then that would be fine. But I don't know what this yellow one is. Maybe it is. But there's a circle and a square, and it just needs to be the square. Oh, so if we look at the collision looks right, actually. This is the collision. The collision's flat. I don't know why this won't stack. I wonder if he has issues stacking his. Well, we got it to where we can put the barrels in and we can put stuff on them. So, I mean, I think we've done our job. Maybe I just generated simple collision right now. Because I was looking at the show. Show complex collision. The complex collision is a little more complex, eh? Bottom look like. Yeah, I don't know why this doesn't work. I don't know why I can't stack a damn barrel. It looks fine to me. Let the video play, I suppose. Let the video play, because we did the challenge. We spawned some stuff.
Okay,
and we could put physics on them.
So we can go ahead and add a few more barrels of different types and just see what these are like. We can also add a box or two, like so. We could even stack some barrels on top.
He's not
of
making
the box, like so. Now, if you try and stack
BluePrints.
barrels on top of barrels at this stage, you're going to end up with a little bit of a headache because these barrels currently aren't very stable when stacked on top of each other.
Not?
But there is a way to improve that, and we will be doing that later on. So we're just going to go ahead and select all of these, make sure in the details pane we have the physics filter selected, and then click simulate physics on those. Then we can hit play. And we can see, there you go. I told you that those barrels aren't very stable. They just pop a little bit, and possibly the fact...
Oh! I bet it's their weight.
...that our character was in the middle didn't help. So we're going to move
player start
back a little bit, like so. And then we go ahead and hit play, and yeah, they're still not very stable, but we can shoot these things and have a little bit of fun. This crate seemed way too light for my liking, so I'm just going to adjust its mass and rack it up to 400 and see if that's any better. Now, if I shoot the crate a little bit better, I still think maybe 1,000 kilograms for that crate would be enough, so making it 1 metric ton. Now, if we try knocking down the crate...
Wait. 1 metric ton? I thought a ton was 2,000 pounds. Is 2,000 pounds 1,000 kilograms? All right. Metric ton. Or maybe that's like the definition of a metric ton versus a ton. Yeah, so 1 ton weighs 10% more than a metric ton. That's not actually true because 10%. Oh, it's really close actually because 10% of 90 is 9, but it's 10% of 90 almost 1. So it's almost 9.1, and 9.1 plus this would be 99.8. So very, very close. Anyways,
it reacts a lot more slowly, and as I'd expect a crate of that size to react. Great stuff. We've got a bit more fun going on now in our scene with some of the assets that we've chosen ourselves. I'll see you in the next lecture.
Those darn barrels. How was this piece of video? Can you follow along? Any issues you spotted? Leave a comment below. I paused the video while the shade... I didn't actually, but this is just a point. Loaded on that map. To then be told to go back to the minimal map. On that demo map. Well, he was playing with the box, and he has not fixed the barrels yet. The geometry brushes is probably going to be how we fix the barrels. No, this collision mesh is probably how we're going to fix the barrels. Somewhere in the next 4 videos is how the barrels get fixed.
Hello and welcome.
I hope. No, he doesn't go into it. All right, hold on. I gotta look through all this. This is all basic. This is all actual C++ coming up. Oh, this is malarkey. This is bullshit. I don't know how to do this. Okay, I really don't. But there's a thing somewhere. Toggles virtual reality. That's cool. Where's it at? I don't know where it's at. Right here in the middle. Fracture editing mode. So like I can click on this barrel and then I can click on the fracture editing mode and then I can do like radial fracturing. No, we'll do uniform. Clustered fracturing, and then I can just like hit auto. I don't know how to use this. There's some way to make it generate new. Yeah, so we're gonna generate a new. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah. We're generating a fracture based off of this barrel. Okay, we're figuring it out. We're moving. We're clicking buttons. We're trying. We're grooving. I think this is where we want to save it. I don't know where we want to save it. Let's just save it in the mesh folder for now. This is our dumping ground. It's not a very good dumping ground, but this is where we're dumping it. All right. So like auto cluster. Where'd it go? Where'd my barrel go? Okay. Barrel's gone. Somehow. Anyways, like I said, I don't know how to use this Unreal Engine 5 tool, but one of the super cool things about Unreal Engine 5 is it has the ability to do dynamic polygons on load distance. It can do dynamic airflow, water flow, dynamics. Hydrodynamics, I think is what it is. It can do those. And then it can also do like because of like the load stuff, it's got a chaos engine. I think that's what they call it. It's either nanite or chaos is the name of this. But they've got the ability to fracture and destroy literally any object if you know how to use this tool, which I don't. But if we did, then see, we got this collection right here. It's somewhere. It exists. I don't know how to do it. New? No, not new. Reset? I don't know. Select all? I don't know. We're gonna try it with this. New? We're gonna go back into the meshes. Okay, so this one's doing it. All right, we got that. We're gonna do cluster. See? All right, so now this box can shatter, and then we can hit like so this is just a random seed. It's making a random seed. That's sweet. So we've now made like a bunch of different seeds for the shatter effect. But I don't know how to use it. Boom! It just exploded. Oh, look at my computer tanking. So there's some way, I think because I clicked fracture a bunch of times, it like made 1,000,000 of them. Bloom, 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 bloom. And look, all those pieces, we can run through all the glitter. But yeah, that's awesome. If only I knew how to apply it to like the barrels, and then you could like hit the barrel and have it dent. Or like shatter, because I'm sure that there's different options. I'm sure, well, I guess I'm not sure. I assume there's different options. Like you don't have to just do the fracture thing, but maybe you do. I don't know. All right, can I control Z? This box being a fracture box. Okay, nope. Box is gone. Okay. The box and barrel are gone. All right, whatever. Nothing to see here. We had to make the barrels. Yeah, I don't know how he fixed those yet, but yeah. I tried to make a fracture thing. We made some pieces explode. I don't know how to make the barrel explode, but you know, we almost got there. All right, let's see some BSP geometry. It looks like he's about to like mock out a level. So let's see what's
In this lecture, we're going to be creating a factory room and adding windows in, all using Unreal's built-in geometry brushes. Let's dive in and see how they work. So it's not generally best practice to be editing the default minimal level. We want to be creating our own. So let's go ahead and do that first of all. We're going to go to the File menu and hit New Level and select the Template Default and hit.
File, New Level. His options are different than my options.
Create. And this gives us a little world with a nice sky sphere so that we've got clouds, and some of the default lighting in here is good too. So that's a good start. I'm going to delete the floor because what we're going to be doing in this lecture is creating our own geometry, blocking out geometry using the built-in Unreal geometry brushes, which are sometimes also known as BSP, which stands for binary space partitioning, which is really the technical details of how they work, so that's not as informative. I will be calling them geometry brushes. Now, the place that we go to add geometry brushes is the toolbar to the quickly add, and then we go to the place actors panel, which is going to give us lots more functionality than that little menu provides us. And then
he's on a different version than me because he has it pulled down locally. He's got more updated stuff. What did you say it was? Place actors? MZ actors? We'll just keep watching.
At the top of
oh, it was at the very, very, very bottom. Okay. There we go. Hey, sweet.
The place actors panel, you can see there are different sections, and one section is the geometry tab. Let's go ahead and click on that, and you can see the basic building blocks of geometry that we can place with geometry brushes. You've got stairs, you've got spheres, cylinders, cones, and boxes. So we're going to start by putting in a box brush. Yep. And you can see that it instantly starts with a little bit of a wireframe and then it fills it out. And that's because these brushes can work in one of two ways. They can build up your geometry by kind of creating it, or they can carve it out by subtracting it. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to create a little bit of a warehouse room, and we're going to achieve that by creating an outer box which builds out a box that's the entire room, and then we're going to carve out the inner section. So let me show you how this works.
Oh, that's
first of all, rename
that's clever.
It in the outliner
So I was thinking we'd make like, you know, one box be a floor, one box be a wall, copy that wall over, and then copy it again and rotate it, and then copy the floor up, and so we'd have like 6 different boxes to make the floor, walls, and roof. But he's saying make one big box and then put another box inside to cut it out.
So select the box brush in the outliner and hit F2 to rename it, and we're going to call this the walls. Then we're going to go ahead and scroll down in the details pane to where it says brush settings, and this gives us the size of the brush. Now you can scale brushes up and down using the scale property of the transform, but that's not recommended because it's not going to correctly scale materials when we apply those later. So don't touch the scale properties if you want your materials to look good. Instead, go down to your brush settings, and you can tweak the size in here. So I'm going to size my room to be about 34 meters long, so that's 34 times 100 in centimeters. It's going to be 27 meters wide. And the height I'm going to give, which is the z-axis, is going to be 7.6 multiplied by 100, which gives us 760. And that's going to give us a roughly kind of sports hall-sized area, hopefully. And we can tweak this when we bring in our assets to just check whether they are the right size. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our walls brush and we're going to duplicate it by selecting in the outliner, doing a copy and paste, and I'm going to call this walls subtract, And we'll see why we called it subtract in just a second. But we're going to go over back to our walls brush because I want to expand that walls brush so it's slightly bigger than the walls subtract brush, which is going to slot inside of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to each of the dimensions X, Y, and Z in the brush settings, and I'm just going to add 200, equivalent to adding 2 meters to each one of these. And with that done, we're going to go back to our walls subtract brush in the outliner.
You did not do it on
scroll down to the brush settings where it says brush type. Here we want to select, instead of additive, we want to select subtractive, which means that this brush is going to carve away geometry rather than add it into our scene. Once we do that, you can see that we've got a little room because what we've done is we've created a solid volume with the walls brush, and then we've taken away the scooped out the center using the
How can he see? He can see in his box. I can't see in my box. Dark. But yeah, it's working. It's working. I just can't see in there. I don't know why he can't. Oh. If I click on unlit, there we go. Now we can see in here. All right.
To go any further, we should save this new level that we've created. So Control S will bring up the save dialog, and we can put it in the root of our content. I'm going to call this the main map. Just like that, just main. And what we want to do is also set it as the default when we start up the editor and when we start up the game. So we go to the settings button on the toolbar, project settings, and then with our project settings we go to the project section in the left and maps and modes. And then here there are 2 properties we want to change, the editor startup map and game default map. Both of these need to be our new main level, and then we can go ahead and close our settings again, and this will open up in the future when we open our project. Now, I'd like at this point to bring in some of the industry props.
That's curse fire. That's a game icon. That's a freaking icon, right? That's a fucking pro esports
that we have. And the way we're going to do this, I'm just going to clear the filter by going to the filter button and hitting reset filters. And I'm going to open the industry props pack folder. Then I'm going to go into mesh.
All right, hold it. We got to rewind. How did he close all filters?
Open the industry props pack. I'm going to clear the filter by going to the filter button and hitting reset filters. Then I'm going to open the industry props pack folder. Then I'm going to go into meshes. And I'm going to bring in the tallest item I know of, which is the rack. So I drag.
All right, we gotta go unlit in order to see in here because he's working in here.
In the rack into the scene, and you can see that the size of this rack is just about right for the size of the room. So I'm fairly happy that we've created a good size of warehouse. Now, I'd like to challenge you to make some windows. The way we can do this is by adding some new box brushes into the scene and making them subtractive, first of all, because we want to carve out those windows, and then position them in the walls and size them appropriately so that they punch holes through the walls and give you a nice window. Pause the video and see if you can do this.
That's pretty easy to do. It's not really much of a challenge now, is it? All right, so we're gonna come over here. We're gonna go there. X. So what was it? 2,700. All right, this one was like 30. It's gonna go 30. Boom. There's an extra 0 in there. I'm pretty sure. It's just there we go. That seems much more reasonable. Position this here. Pull back a bit. Seems about right. Get really precise. Oh, I'm 1 meter off. Boop. Perfect. Literally perfect. We'll go ahead and take it down a little bit. Take it down to here. Nice. Flick this over to subtractive. Now we cut that hole in. Now I'm going to duplicate this by holding Alt and clicking on here and dragging this way over to there. So we got the tops cut out. I kind of like that design. Can't tell. Does the music sound like metal grinding or is my dog crying? I think it's the music. Alright, so yeah, I like that kind of design. Let's put it back to lit. Oh no, the sun doesn't cooperate with us. Damn sun. There's a way for me to move that. The sky sphere at skylight. Alright, that is doing nothing. Skylight. Maybe there's like a light direction. Light color. Let's make this a slight yellow. This is not organic enough. Put a little bit of a hue on there. And it's slight yellow. Looks a little bit better. I'm not really listening to the music. I have something else competing for my attention. No problem. Do you prefer? No, I like the first one. No glasses. Cleaner. I'm pretty sure there is a direction or something here. Cash shadows, yeah. Intensity scale, yeah. I thought it would be here. Tried playing with the rotation. Seemed to make a difference. That. Whoop. I said 270. I said that rotation is doing absolutely nothing. The skylight. Oh! Okay, it has everything to do with this. Nope, nothing to do with that. Alright, I don't know. I don't know how to make the light work. I just wanted to move it. Fine, back to unlit. Alright, so we cut out the windows. We cut out the big windows running across the top. Yeah, I like that look. I use that look in Satisfactory as well. I'm a big fan of that. What else should we do with that needs? We could do like a checkered pattern in the ceiling, I think. Maybe not checkered. We could do the long struts in the ceiling. Yeah, let's do long struts in the ceiling. Yeah. I like this. Let's go with 1600. 1700. Nice. 1800 final offer. Okay, I like it. Move it down to here. 2, 4, 6, 4, 5. Okay, so we move it over a full box. All right, 3, 5, and then 3, 6. Damn it. 1850. Put up to there. Okay. 1900 final offer. All right, 3 for 5, 3 for 5. Wait. Drop this down. Make it subtractive. I'm gonna go with every 2 from here. Not quite 2. Let's go with 3. Yeah, every 3. I like that. Hey, that's way more than 3. 5. Yeah, every 5. Sure, we'll go with that. Now I just need one more. Boom. Oh, it moved that instead of copying it. Darn it. That one's copied. Three, 4, and 5. So it's not quite even. Even enough. Get over to lit. Yeah, I like this look. I like this look. Could be a little wider. I'm a fan of the slit windows. Then we'll put a box. Up against this one. Oh no! I dropped my box. Let's go 400, 400. $100? Do you own any shutter shades? Do you mean like blinds on your house? Is that what you're talking about? I own blinds. Doesn't everybody? And we'll copy all of these. Oh, those went way too far. Maybe more is not better. Take a 300. Oh, no, leave that on 400. Bring this up 300. Damn. I don't know what I'm messing with. This one to 300. Lit. This box in particular needs fixed. Do not mean blinds. If you like slit the windows, you should buy some. Yeah, then I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. No, I want this box. This box. Yeah. Ah! There we go. It'd be a lot easier if I just use math on this. I'm just kind of winging it, and I'm like, oh, this is too big. This doesn't line up. Like, see, we did 5 because I like 5, but then this didn't quite line up. So I could have looked at the size of the whole box and then made my judgment. So like, this one is only 1 in, and then this one over here is 2 in. So I guess we could shift. Or no, this one's 3 in. If we shift this over 1. Oh yeah, no, it just wouldn't. Oh man, I'd have to use a bunch of math. I don't want to use a bunch of math and like, oh, these are off. Ugh. It's fine. It's fine. Stop obsessing over it. You'll never see this map again in your life. Stop it. It's okay. Stop fixing things. Oh, I gotta fix it. It's fine. There are sunglasses with horizontals. Oh! That sounds terrible. Man, we were at what was it? Me and Ginkgo, we were at a thrift store, and there was some glasses. They were sunglasses, and they were like solid, just a solid rectangle. But then the sides right here, instead of it being open, like you have lenses, right? Like they came back, they came down here, like this far. And this part, the side part, you could fold it up. Like the sides would fold up. What the hell? What was this nonsense? It was completely crazy. Oh, that's kind of cool. That was completely accident. That like it ends right where that thing is. That looks really, that looks intentional. I need to make the top go higher. Oh, that is not. I'm normal. I'm not normal. All right, so we got a nice creepy dungeony looking place in here. I like it. See, like this, you put some like crappy lights in here, and this could be like a Splinter Cell zone, right? Like you're like, where the hell are the spies at? And like put some rafters up across the top. You just kind of like see their shadow. Like you see a shadow move across this light, and you're like, oh shit, there's somebody over there. Maybe those are safe. No, they were not safety glasses. Because for like, if you're working with something that might shoot in your eye. No. They were like sunglasses, I think, if I remember right. I don't imagine you'd be wanting your safety glasses to be tinted. I can't see shit, but it's not hitting me in the eye. Whatever is out there, it's not getting in the eyeballs.
Okay, welcome back. Let me show you how I would approach this. So I'm going to start off by making a hole in this wall to my left. I'm going to take a box brush and drag it onto the wall itself. Now, I want the size, the dimension of this to be large enough so that I can poke it through the wall. So first of all, let's go down to make it subtractive. So we go to brush type and change it to subtractive. And then we're going to push it through the wall until it makes a nice little hole. So there I've got a window already, but what I want to do is actually change its height and width a little bit. So its height would be the Z dimension. I'm going to try making that 400 and see if I like the look of it. Yes, it's a nice tall window. Looks a little bit
he did
industrial.
tall windows.
So now we've got
I did long windows. I went tall windows.
I'm going to rename the actor in the outliner. So I'm going to select it and hit F2, then I'm going to call it window, just so we've got these windows named and sorted. Then I'm going to hit Alt while dragging on the red arrow to create a duplicate window that comes out named as window 2, which is great.
Oh,
in fact, I want to put these windows all inside a folder in the outliner, so I'm going to select them both, right-click them, and click Move to, create new folder, and call this Windows. Then selecting our window 2, I can keep dragging all the way across the room. Remembering to release Alt between dragging, and that creates a new duplicate every time. And then to make a copy of those windows across the room, I'm going to select them with a shift click in the outliner, and using an Alt click on the green arrow, I'm going to duplicate them onto the other wall. And there you have it. Windows on both sides.
He went with verties. I went with hories. I went verties.
I'll see you in the next lecture.
What if, could point out that we need to change the light to unlit initially. Then this was great. Mine are just blocky. What if we go with double hories? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe with only one bar in between. We'll only do it on this side. Gotta have, And then we'll delete this one. Make these a little bit longer. I'm trying to add some variance. There we go. There we go. Yeah. What do you think? You like my windows? His windows, I think I like a little bit more, honestly. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're not obsessing over the windows. Just move on. Materials and lighting. Hell yeah, let's do it. He's in Unreal Engine 5.
Hello and welcome.
He's in Unreal Engine 5, and he has he's pulled down the source code, so he's on a newer version than me. I'm on an older version because, yeah, it would be whack if I'm. This is actually a UE5 tutorial. Yeah, the VR project I have is UE4. Like the course is UE4 that we're following, but this is a UE5 tutorial, and it's in early access. That's why I ask us for feedback after each one. And this isn't done yet, I don't think. Like, I believe they're still working on making new things, but maybe not. Obstacle wrap up. Looks like they're getting pretty close to the end. They're at least finished this obstacle assault section. I don't know if there's going to be another section or not. But yeah. They this one's actually 5.
Lecture, we're going to be making our level look a bit better by putting in some proper materials and adjusting the lighting in our room. Let's dive in and see how to do this. So since we've migrated to our new level here, we have lost our new level here.
Interesting.
Our
so his floor is a different texture, and the floor, ceiling, and walls are all different texture when they're all actually the same box. I don't know how he does that. Let's find out.
Look a bit better. Level here, we have lost.
That's interesting. I don't know how he can do that
in our previous level. If we go ahead and hit play, we can fly around this level, but hitting spacebar just makes us go up. So how do we change that? Well, fortunately, we can easily copy our functionality over from the old level. We just need to go and find it in the starter content.
We weren't colliding with the ball. We were hitting spacebar for
default.
too long.
Then we need to open up the level blueprint from the toolbar and then level blueprint. And then we can select all of the nodes in here by doing Control A and then Control C to copy them. Then opening up the content drawer again, we can go to the roots of content, open up the main level, and then open up its level blueprint by clicking the drop down and opening
This is just nasty.
Then
this is just nasty. Where's the blueprint button at? Drawing a blank. Forgetting where the level blueprint is. Hell is, oh, right here. Right in front of my face. Okay. Yeah, this is a little nasty doing this number, but hey, it is what it is. Control C, Control C, Control C, Control C. All right, I think we got it. Flick back over to here, go up to the main area, open up the main map, blueprints, open level blueprints, and paste. Done. File, save. Can't save. Graph is linked to object external map. What the fuck? Oh, just continue. It's fine. Package fails. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I hit the save button.
And finally, when we're in here, we can select everything.
Did you hear what happened to Artisan Builds? Yeah, well, kind of. I saw that they did a giveaway, drew the winner, looked up the winner, and was like, "Bah, you're too small for us. We're not giving you the prize. We're gonna pick a different winner." And then they also got like charged with like fraud or something from California, or no, tax evasion. I think it was tax evasion from California. And then all their stuff got frozen, and they've just been in the shitter since.
And delete all the nodes that are currently here, and then just Control V to paste in the functionality that we wanted.
Is that what happened?
And now if we hit play in the toolbar, you can hit spacebar and fire the cannonballs. Sometimes they go through the walls, which is kind of funny, but you can fire the cannonballs at the scene. Now, the most obvious thing that is wrong with this scene is that there are no materials whatsoever on the floors and ceilings.
Why?
That is something we need.
Can I not save it, but I can play it? If I play it, it breaks. Can't save. Graph is linked to objects in external map. Static mesh actor _0. Try to find the chain of references that the object may take on. Yeah, sure. Where's the chain at? Can't save. Graph is linked to static game starter content. Mini map. Ah! Where'd the error message go? Game starter content maps minimal default. Distant static mesh object 0 in external map. So the copy paste did not work out well for me. Developer mode only. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna delete those static meshes. Is what's mad. Nothing in here. Nothing in here should be a. Oh, this cube. That cube down there. Cool. Figured it out. Yeah, now we can save. All right, that was a problem. We took a cube reference down there. Bet a lot of the viewers were just there to get channel points. Probably. They have a redemption that they calculate to take 7 years for a free computer. Then another for 10 times that for a free Tesla. I can sympathize with the channel point savers. That is wild. That they, who is they? Did Artisan Builds be like, yeah, it'll take 7 years for, like, you have to be in every single one of our streams, or do they need the stream running for 7 years? Do they need it running for 7 years? Is that what it is? And then provide a little bit of context because I'm asking multiple questions. And then does that take into account if they have subscriptions, do the bit thing, and everything else that they have? All those weird tricks that you do. All right. Fix the thing we could save.
Certainly, we've got some great materials in this project already that came from the starter content.
Let's pull his over to the side.
If we wanted to filter just for all the materials, so whether it's in the industry props pack or in the starter content, then we can do this quite easily by going to the little filter button to the right of the search bar in the content browser, and then going to materials, and then checking the material filter. This will automatically go and look for all materials that we have in our project.
Oh, I didn't click the folder. Okay, once I clicked on the folder, then it worked right. So, I don't know, I was wondering that too. It's just in the text of the redemption itself. Oh, so Artisan probably did some napkin math, but yeah, I don't know if they thought of everything. Can you imagine if they just did like 2 or 3 big predictions? What do you mean by 2 or 3 big predictions? Oh, like, yeah, so the points would get constant. Oh! Oh, yeah. I'm with you now. I'm with you. Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah. Oh man, yeah, no, that would be nuts. Yeah, because you could get it super quick if you just bet it all and got lucky. Yeah, you just like bet literally all like 10,000 of your points, and then you win back like 50,000 or 100,000, and then you do that again. Which, by the way, you should look at doing some predictions. I did for a little bit, but like there was never any participation on them. At the time, it said like mods couldn't do it, and then when mods could do it, the mods weren't as interested. I think it would be sweet if like Alan, or I mean maybe I could mod Plant Lady. I guess I don't think Plant Lady's chilling. I've said this before that I think Plant Lady's might be a little too quick on the bane hammer. Is my fear of modding her, but I think Plant Lady would be pretty good at throwing up the chat like predictions or whatever you want to call it, you know? Or yeah, the predictions, the polls and all that stuff. I think she would be really good at it, honestly. Whoa. Yeah. All right. I just wish the sun was over there. Yeah, no, I like this look really good. Like mini, big. Two bigs over there. And then I kind of wish that the skylights were a little bit wider. If only I could somehow change that. Oh, wait, I can. What about me? I totally wouldn't make a bot that would just loop through a big list of names banning everyone. I don't know that you're here as often as she is. Maybe you are. See, I don't know how our trust works. Like, I trust you to like mess me up, but at the same time, I trust that you would do something malicious. You'd be a trolling mod for sure of some variety, and I'm afraid to give you those powers. In fact, that would be the furthest thing from my mind. But that doesn't have to matter, though, right? Right? It'll be okay. It'll be fine.
So we could do things like bring in a grassy wall, and we can drag that material onto
it only goes on the
surface.
I thought it went on the whole
brush,
damn
and
thing.
We've got ourselves a grassy wall, which isn't exactly the most conventional wall material, but it certainly illustrates the point. And one more thing that we can do to tweak our environment here is look at how it's currently being lit. If we look at the outliner and search for light, then you can see that there are a couple of light sources in here. There is an omnidirectional skylight, which is just sending in light from all sorts of directions and giving us a kind of fill color. And there is a directional light, which is called the light source in this case, and that reflects the way that the sun lights our scene. So you can see that the shadows coming in from the windows are quite a harsh angle here, and that's because of the sunlight angle. If you double click on the light source, you can see the icon for
it doesn't do anything.
Light is a sun with an arrow showing the direction, and we can use the rotate tool to change the directionality of that arrow, and so the directionality of our sunlight. So
now
we can
that
extend the shadows, change the direction of the shadows, and have them cast against a wall or have them come further into the room as we wish. So you can mess around with that to your heart's content to light the scene in the way that you would like. So let me challenge you to decorate your own room.
How do we want it lit?
Choose some
do we want it from above or from this
drag
angle?
Them onto the floors,
I think we want it from this angle.
Walls and ceilings. Probably choosing something different and something that matches with an industrial vibe against the floors and ceilings, and something that makes sense. Or you could go completely wacky, wherever your heart takes you in this particular instance. And then I'd like you to adjust your lighting as well to however you like it. And once you're done, don't forget to go and share a screenshot of what you've created in the discussions below this lecture so other students can see the great work you're doing. Pause the video and have a go.
Oh, hell yeah, let's do it. EMDF not around as much as others. Can you make the sun move around? Yeah, we finally figured it out. I've been trying to make the sun move around, and it wasn't until he told me how to move the sun did we figure it out. But yeah, we figured it out. Now I want the light color to be slight yellow like I said before. We'll just move it up to here. We get a nice, good pea stain color. Boom. So it's a sunset. Yeah. 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 Alright, choose the material. Alright, so now we need some materials. Let's go with hardwood floors. Walnut floors. No, I want a lighter. I want a oak wood floors. Yeah, those look nice. Alright. Wait, pine maybe? No, oak. Walnut? You can see it looks dirty. It looks all stained. It looks all nasty. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go with this one. Alright, for the walls, choose the material, like drag them onto the walls, floors, and ceiling, adjust the lighting. That's all it says to do. Metal steel for the walls? Question mark. We need D in here. We don't want water floor. Shouldn't there be a little more diffuse light? You know, I really would think so. I don't understand why it's so harsh. 'Cause yeah, there's like all right, my guess, back to the skylight itself, put this back down to a 1. My guess is we gotta like save and rebuild. But yeah, I feel like it should be more lit as well. Build lighting only. Maybe I should have... Is it frozen? Let's try it. Lighting build complete. It didn't seem any lighter though. Turn the indirect lighting way up. No, we can't bring the sun closer. We can make it more intense, which is probably about the same as bringing it closer. What was this thing on before? That, all right, 10. We have indirect lighting. Crank that way up. Try this again. It didn't take too long to build. Oh, maybe it's because I have low graphics on. All right. I'm gonna assume it's because I have low graphics on. And you know what that means, right? Kick it up a notch. Bam! Oh my god! Oh no! The lights! What does it mean? Oh, there we go. Oh man, yeah, we have fucked the lights. Is there a way to reset them back to default? Oh, oh my god. Oh, no. So, did you notice, it actually simulates your eyes adjusting to light. So like, see, it's kind of like dark in there, and then we come in here and like flashes, it like slowly brightens up. But I think that we still have the lights, and now it's like way too bright. I think we have the lights messed up from messing with them, and I don't know. I don't know how to make it go back. I don't know what setting is wrong. Oh no. Oh, there's a distance threshold. Did Russia push the button? Yeah, the I don't see anything else that we jacked up. I think we fixed everything. Woo! Ah! Like a vampire. All right. Well, now we can kind of see, I guess. Makes it a little bit easier. All right, we got that there. Nice Avers. Let's just go with bricks. Bricks kind of suck. Man, it is bright. It is bright. The color is the only other thing that's different, right? And so here's that bloom. Bloom scale, bloom occlusion. So this is all the stuff that does the eyeball fixing, I think. I guess I'll change the color back. That didn't change anything. I kind of like the better yellow. What if we go like an orange? Boom. Evening time. We got lights on our ceiling here. Yes, I hear you, Savvy. What do we think? What do we think? Oh, can I still play it? Like trying to put the genie back in the bottle. Yeah, it's cat's out the bag. We got an RGB ceiling. Yeah, I think the floor is fine. I do kind of like the lights. I kind of don't like the lights. I just don't like the walls. I don't think the walls fit. Concrete tiles. Maybe that'll look good. Regular concrete? I do feel like we want something metallic for the walls. Steel? Just steel walls? Steel doesn't look that much different from the other. We want like... What? Aluminum foil or tin foil, right? That's what walls are all made out of, like that crappy metal. It's not. The wall is just sparky. Yeah, it's probably not too important. I mean, we could make it just match. Just be the tiles that don't have lights in them. Water. I don't know what the heck the walls should look like. Oh, I kind of like that. It doesn't make any sense for it to be rock, I know, but I like it anyways. That is a shiny floor. Or a shiny wall. Alright, steel it is. Done messing with it. Nickel? I'm not done messing with it. All right, and then we're gonna tile this up. Gotta be some way to like better apply these to multiple surfaces at once, right? I don't know that I can left click. All right, so we got all 4 walls selected. Can we just bloop? All right, I mean that's not too much better, but it's a little better. Bloop. Oh, we missed one. Missed 2? All right, that time it didn't work at all. All right, so we got our pulsating light ceiling. Our nickel walls. It would be cool if we could put some glass in here. Can you make all the surfaces the same surface? I feel like I remember that being a thing that you could do. Now I feel like I'm just playing House Flipper. Shit. What surface was that? That was the nickel, right? It is now. It is now. Yeah, I think it was the nickel. All right, so that's why the first click doesn't work, because the first click is actually selecting the box. So all the clicks after the first click work. Boom. All right, there's my crib. Do we gotta... Is it still a slight yellow on this thing? Yeah. We can go a little bit more yellowy. A little less orangey. Alright. No. Orange-er. More orange. No TV? Yeah, no TV in the crib. I didn't have a TV for the longest time. Wasn't until recently. So we're TV-less here as well. Might as well make the outside match. You never know who's gonna be looking. All right. So the challenge was decorate your room. Choose the materials alike, drag them on the walls, floors, and ceilings, and then adjust the lighting. And then it said to share it in the comments. So is this how we want the room to be when we share it, or do we want to throw in some decorations before we share it? And then on top of that, I'm gonna do a GIF. I'm gonna make a GIF out of this. I can make an 8-second GIF out of the screen. So I'm gonna grab this and then do like a spin or something. So, yeah, that's the plan. What do you think? Should we decorate the room or not? What does this look like? Oh, a little tiny box. Pile of garbage. There's a lot of assets on here. That's pretty sweet. I like it. Like growing up, you didn't have a TV? No. I had a TV growing up. I just didn't buy a TV whenever I got a place. The only reason why I got a TV is because a friend gave me one. He's like, dude, you need a TV. But otherwise, I did not have a TV whenever I lived here for a couple of years. I don't really watch TV. The few times I watch Netflix, I'm on the computer. Yeah, so I just really didn't have an interest in getting one. A small rack. I wonder why we don't have a big rack. Whoa. What? This looks like a conveyor belt. All right, replace satisfactory. Boop. 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 That actually kind of looks sweet. Piles, not enough pipes. We don't have water yet, man. Come on. Ho ho ho. Oh no, it doesn't quite fit. It doesn't quite fucking fit. Urgh. I bet if we move everything over one notch. I wanted to have like it opened in between each one. I want to have that little gap in between each one. It's like a decorative thing. It still hangs past. All right, we gotta make it fit by. There, it goes one past. Got one hole. Damn it! All right. So, did you get the thing done that was due Monday? Yeah, I managed to wake up at the time I needed to wake up, which was super early, and I did get it done. Esque. It kind of worked, it kind of didn't work. We're gonna go 2, and then expose. Then we can expose every single one since. All right, so 2 together and then expose. Nice. But yeah, I got it done. I had some other issues to like get it completely done. Cause I didn't need it completely done for them to start working on it. I just needed to get the contracts ironed out. But it should have been entirely done by like the end of the day. And it just wasn't. There was just silly things that always happen, you know? Always silly things that come up. So it didn't quite finish. I was having like some auth issues. All right. We got our wall decorations put in. Acceptance criteria-esque. Yeah. I got it good enough for them to work on. I just told them I wouldn't be blocking them anymore. We just might have had different interpretations of what that meant. Put like a puddle down. What are textures? Guess we could do a cone. Do a cylinder? Visual effects? Atmospheric fog. How does this work? Alright, I don't want to mess with that. Cube. Oh, we could do a camera rig? I don't know how to do that. We could add our own lights in. So we've got ceiling lights. We got these wall sconces. I'm not really a fan of those. I kind of like the way this looks. All dirty. Some crap off in the corner. I wish I could adjust. There we go. It's right-click and mouse wheel. I swear that's what I was trying to do before, but apparently not. There we go. Take it from here. I don't have that smooth movement. The camera. Is there a select none option? I don't want to have anything selected. Oh, I guess you hit G. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the move. Start here, come over, fan out. Boom. No doors. Who needs doors? Oh, wait. We're actually looking at doors. Holy sh... I typed in wall. I wasn't looking for doors when I typed this in. Eh. 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 Problem is, if we did subtractive, then we would cut out the opposite of what we want. Well, that's funny. That's fine.
Okay, welcome back. So obviously I'm not going to keep grass on my wall. I think my walls will probably be some sort of clay brick, so I can drag that onto the wall instead. And there you go, we've got a nice bricky texture. I'm just going to repeat that on my other walls. Okay, that is done. Now, I haven't been completely complete about this because you would have to drag the texture onto each of the window sills as well. But because they're a little bit far off in the distance, I'm not going to bother with this on screen. And you can, of course, do this level of polish if you so desire. But next up, I'm going to bring in some tiled concrete material for the ground, which I think gives us a nice rustic look. And then finally, for the ceiling, I'm going to go for these concrete panels material. Let's drag that on to the ceiling. And there you go, a very rustic looking ceiling. So finally, let's hit play to test this out and see what it actually looks like once it's all illuminated. And I'd say looking pretty good. We've got some nice light in here. It's quite airy, and we've got the right sort of scale for our props. That's it for this lecture. I will see you in the next one.
Yeah, I feel like his has got a very coherent look. I'm trying to go for like a modern look, I guess. Like I'm making this look like a house, you know? Like we got a hardwood floor. Like what type of warehouse has a hardwood floor? Yeah, I like it though. The floor doesn't quite match the building or the futuristic lights, but I like it, so we're keeping it. That's what matters. Does it look any different whenever I go to play? It does look a little bit better whenever we're playing. That's fine. Oh, I kind of like that. All right. Capture this section here. No, crap. Do I get a redo? I don't get a redo. Wow, I've butchered that one worse than the first one. I wish it didn't start automatically. That would be really cool if it let me like have 2 freaking seconds, you know? That would be ideal. Little choppy. That's fine. I'm not doing a 5th take. Good enough. The up down was not ideal, but that's fine. Guess now I can do it just fine. It's the selecting the window, like selecting the, because I'm in a different application, and so swapping the applications there is a little rough. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just post that to the forums, and we'll call it a break here in the video series. We got pretty far today. We knocked out quite a bit of them. I think we started on spawning we started on data types. So yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We got 8 videos done. That's not too shabby. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So hopefully we can finish off the blueprint section on the next stream. Depending on how much we obsess over minor details, and depends on how hard the code challenges are. Because we've had on the VR one, I know that there have been times where we don't get through more than like 2 videos because it has like a I forget what the challenge was that was really tripping me up, but we had a really difficult challenge once. Oh, it was the refactor one. Yeah, the refactor challenge took us like 2 or 3 hours to get through that just by itself. So depending on how things go, we might be able to finish this up on the next stream, which would be pretty exciting because next up it'll be C++ stuff, and I'm much more interested in C++ stuff than I am this. I don't know what the next mini project is. This one is like called Warehouse Wreckage, and it's just, you know, throw balls around and mess stuff up, like collisions and other things of that effect. The next one is called Obstacle Assault. And it talks about installing Visual Studio and installing VS Code. Interesting. I wonder if he's going to use VS Code or Visual Studio. Scanning through to try to get an idea. He does have game mode on there, but not game instance. Yeah, I don't know. That one's probably just, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's got a section intro. It'll cover it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. All in due time. Well, Uncle B was in here saying, hey. Oh, wait, we raided Uncle B last night. What the hell is it? No, today's Monday. We raided him Friday? Who are you people? What day is it? Am I alive? Are you alive? Come on. Chrome, stop it. Stop auto-completing. Stop it. You're auto-completing again. I don't want you to auto-complete. Oh, you know, your boy Ray's live. It's been a minute since I've seen him. He's kicking it in some Valorant. Let's go see what's up. What else is live? We got a lot of people live. That's great. I feel like a lot of the people I know are like no longer streaming, so it's great to see that that we got a lot of people live right now. Yeah, let's check out your boy Ray. I've known him since I first started on Twitch, and I think he started around that same time too. So let's go with an oldie. You can delete specific autocompletes. No. So in general, I want it to autocomplete. It's autocompleting when I type in twitch.tv. It's then autocompleting to the dashboard, which it changes the URL entirely, and then it takes me somewhere that I wasn't trying to go. But in general, I like it to autocomplete to the dashboard. Just not when I already have a tab of it open. If it was a little bit smarter, it's like, oh, hey, he's already here in a tab. Let's not open up another one, and that would be, well. But you know, you can't always be smart. All my friends don't stream anymore. Yeah. Boomers. Yeah, we've been here for a minute. Yeah. Hey, Alan's starting to pick up the streaming again occasionally. And Dustin has picked up some streaming gear, but so maybe he'll start streaming. He's already streamed before. He used to stream. Well, yeah, I think he got another stream deck. I think he's got 2 stream decks now. Well, that was a nice hydrate and some good water. I'm gonna ship you guys out of here. Random question. There's like 10 seconds. Hey, the numbers worked. All right, 1493. You might not get there in time. Oh man, it's not gonna get there in time. There's no time. 6 quarters. Finish the next line in your style. Roses are red, violets are blue. Who the hell are you people? I don't know you.